Imagine casually working your 9-to-5 job as a nurse, when suddenly a massive content creator starts spreading rumors that you SA'd someone. Upon further inspection, you realize Gabbie may have distanced herself from this entire gossip situation that she started while encouraging her fans to attack you. Allegedly. To the point where they are trying to get you fired from your job all over a completely random rumor. This is what happened to Dent. She just came out with a video literally 1 day ago. So I wanted to go live to this yesterday, but I was like, I'm gonna let it marinate. So unfortunately, or fortunately, you guys are legally obligated to also watch this video if you watch this live so that Jen's video can get spread in the algorithm.
Naysayers say you have to leave it in the past. All of these people haven't spoken about you in years. But the thing about slander is it's not a single attack. Slander is designed to ruin your life. It's designed to ripple into every single facet of everything you do. It's meant to ruin your reputation. So it's not something that, well, that happened to you years ago, you got to get over that. No, slander is an ongoing attack.
So Gabbie here, first of all, Gabbie here is talking about herself, about how she feels as though she could be, though she has been slandered by so many people. All these people claiming, by the way, guys, hello, thank you so much for being here. You saw her video yesterday. Yes, thank you so much for being here. Gabbie has made an entire series, multiple series over multiple years trying to explain why every single controversy she has been in, she was actually probably not in the wrong and God now forgives her, and ChatGPT says that we have all been gaslighting her and we all need to apologize to her. So right now she's describing her own slander, how everyone's been slandering her, but oh, what's this? Dent comes forward and it's like, Gabbie was entertaining the gossip that Dent, she's not a content creator, she's a nurse, she's chillin', SA'd a little girl. So it's so funny how we can entertain Gabbie's slander another day, but it's just like, two wrongs don't make a right here.
Are people tagging Jen in it? Like, are people tagging Jen being like, hey, did you this little girl? This cannot come from me, Gracie. I just found the tweets. Make that shit go fucking viral.
Dude, I hope that girl responds so much. Or whoever that person is responds about that little girl. It's so fucking crazy.
I mean, when there's an accusation, it gets pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on me. So, like, maybe it needs to get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on her.
Yeah.
See if she finally responds to it. See if people pick up on it.
Yeah.
My thing is, though, as a content creator, it's like, I don't understand why you would take this random rumor and fly with it. It's just like, remember how I covered the Riley Elena situation? Well, this is 100 times worse, I think, because, in my opinion, because this is as though Riley Elena had taken the gossip about It's Black Friday and she encouraged her fans to go harass Black Friday over awful, the worst humanly possible accusations. And she's talking about it behind the scenes, gossiping about it like this is Kiwi Farms. Like, Queen of Slander talking about slander, funny. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know it's... Also, I have to compliment Jen on her editing because she's like, I'm not even a content creator. And I'm like, then why is your editing better than most YouTubers?
You see that?
Maybe tag people like Primink or Shannon or Not Another Drama Channel, that SM Creep show. Like, maybe start tagging them in that shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
fuck all these people. I really hope this person has some type of like
Everyone needs to be gossiping about Dent allegedly doing these things. Why? She's telling people to tag commentary channels about
evidence, which I'm sure they don't. Like, that would have been years ago, right? Like, if Dent was like being little girls, it would have been years ago. Like, what receipts are there? But I'd love to hear the story.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I know that this is gossip. I know it's probably not true, but I want to hear I want to hear it.
Hey everybody, long time no see like this. I don't really do videos anymore, hence the laptop setup. I tried to do my camera, that did not work. I never thought I would make this video. I never thought that I would actually get my hands on the information that allowed me to make this video. This video has been a long...
Seriously, because oh my God, cannot imagine being in Jen's position. And also, she's saying that she only recently was able to compile all of this information. So in the past, it's just like, some people are gonna believe these complete insane rumors. It's like, who's a YouTuber that's as big as like Gabbie Hanna? I don't know. Just think of your favorite massive YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. Imagine if they took this information. It's just like, even if a random person on Twitter does this, it's absolutely unacceptable. But in this case, the boundaries don't exist.
I'm coming at least 6 years of me thinking about this and knowing what I knew, but not being able to prove it. It's been very difficult.
Oh my
I'm filming
God.
this video on June 13th. This all started the week of June 5th. It was, I think, Wednesday that I saw that Alyssa Perrine had put up a video saying that she has left the Gabbie Hanna fandom. When I saw that video, I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
So if you're unaware, I went live reacting to this, but this was my first live in like 2 years, so I was just kind of like getting off topic the entire time. But essentially, this mega fan of Gabbie Hanna came forward, and she made a video being like, I felt manipulated by Gabbie Hanna, and that there was kind of this hierarchy, and you just wanted to get Gabbie to like you when you subscribed to her Patreon. And I was watching the first half and I was like, oh no, that is sad. Like, we've heard this whole thing with Adam McIntyre about like, it's kind of like, first of all, there's a power imbalance with creators and massive creators and fans, but also we had the age thing where a lot of these people who go out to fight for Gabbie, in this case with Dent, they're very young. Like, they're from the ages teenager through like 25. I'm not saying she doesn't have older fans, but well, I don't know what I'm getting at. Alyssa is silent now, because before she was all like, she even tweeted, I think, about my live, because she tweeted while I was going live reacting to her video being like, oh my gosh, I'm so famous, people are talking about me now. And I'm like, girl, like, how do you, like, I don't know. So I'm not saying it was about me, but anyway, let's get back to it.
Skimmed through it as usual. Alyssa not taking any accountability or responsibility for anything she's done in the past. It's always somebody else's fault, right? I sent that video to Jessie, and Jessie immediately texted back and was like, no fucking way. Wasn't she the worst one? Wasn't she the ringleader? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So
yeah, so Alyssa's entire video was basically, I am a victim of the situation, which we can definitely entertain the reasons why she definitely was. But it's also just like, according to Jessie Smiles and Dent, two people who were unbelievably victimized by Gabbie Hanna, we're just like, wasn't she the ringleader of all this? She was the one pulling a lot of strings, because whether she just wanted to do it or she wanted validation from Gabbie, either way.
we saw the video and we were like, whatever. Now, the reason Jessie reacted the way she did, and several other people were like pointing out this video by Alyssa, the reason for that is because Alyssa made herself well known during the whole Gabbie versus Jessie debacle for all those years. She made sure she was front and center.
So very basically, if you don't know about Jessie, oh my gosh, why does all of this tie into the worst things possible? Well, let me go from what I most recently remember. Gabbie basically said that Jessie talked about her her R online from Curtis Lepore, another content creator. The reason she talked about it online was because she wanted to boost her YouTube channel, or she wanted to become a commentary YouTuber, which is like, oh, I guess I didn't realize Jessie Smiles does actually make commentary content, but it's on a different channel anyways. So And then also in the video, Gabbie said, and as a survivor of such things, I would never do something like that. And it's like, well, oh my God. Oh my God. Are you going to tell somebody who has survived these things that the way they talk about it is attention seeking just because you feel like it is?
At all times, when it came to defending Gabbie, when it came to getting on Twitter and just arguing with everybody. It was an ongoing thing with Alyssa that a lot of people knew about. It was like Thursday, I think, that Vangelina Skov put a video up responding to that video by Alyssa. And I checked it out. Mostly I was reading the comments while watching the video. I was seeing a lot of people say, yo, this is not correct. Like, Alyssa is an actual psychopath who fucking harassed the shit out of people for years. We sat and watched this happen. And as I'm watching Vangelina's video, I'm getting annoyed, right? I mean, I hate to even use the word because I know everybody loves to make fun of it, but it triggered me. It was like...
Okay, I'm reading you guys' comments right now, and you say, people deal with trauma in different ways, WTF, and it's just like... But also, the way Jessie handled it, I wouldn't say is at all abnormal. Like, it's not like she was kind of, I don't know, in Gabbie's eyes parading it around, but even if she was, she's allowed to talk about it till the cows come home. I don't understand why this is happening. It feels like the same as when Richie started calling him a victim of Riley after Black Friday. Pretty much, Riley, Elaine... Lewis McClung took false allegations and tried to destroy lives. I bet they're against Gabbie Hanna and would say that Gabbie Hanna is doing wrong. Gabbie Hanna needs to be deplatformed and jailed. That's the thing, is that I'm not excusing what Riley Elena and Lewis McClung, or Louis McClung, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, did. Absolutely not. But it's just like, first of all, they weren't as massive creators as Gabbie. Not that that matters. It doesn't matter if you have 0 followers versus 1 million followers. You can't say these things. It's the fact that Gabbie took it, used her fans to weaponize it, and almost got a nurse fired from her job.
No, this girl has been an absolute fucking psychopath, harassed the shit out of me for years, and you guys are sitting here and allowing her the opportunity to pretend she didn't do any of this shit? It was that...
So, Alyssa, I'm sorry, for anyone in the bag, I'm just restating what she's already said, but Alyssa basically was saying, like, all the reasons why she was victimized by Gabbie. Meanwhile, Jen was like, oh, that's so interesting, Alyssa, because you spent years harassing me. Can we chalk this up to this, like, oh, you know... I was being manipulated by Gabbie. I don't know. Someone call a psychologist.
The end of the video, when Vangelina started going through the comments on Alyssa's video, that she was like, yeah, no, this girl is... something seems off. And I did apologize in the comment.
That's exactly what happened to me, was in Alyssa's video. I was just like, oh, I felt bad for Alyssa because I didn't know. It's just so interesting how we're going to now go into this realizing, oh, the innocent voice definitely doesn't mean anything.
And I am sorry for going off the way I did, but truly, it's been a long time of harassment from her. I was getting a lot of messages too on Twitter. I call it Twitter. I was getting a lot of messages on Twitter, on Instagram. I was getting messages on Facebook of people that remembered Alyssa and were like, yo, did you see this video? And I'm like, yeah. Also in the comments of Vangelina's video, a lot of people were saying, if this is upsetting you, you're going to be really pissed when you see Adam McIntyre's video. And I'm like, what? So I go to look, there's no video by Adam McIntyre.
Okay, so apparently there's also some minor drama, massive drama, I don't know, with Adam McIntyre, because he apparently covered this. And did he show a lot of empathy towards Alyssa, and that's why people were angry? I don't know. But yeah, you see your psychologist in an hour? Yeah, definitely. Instead of talking about your, whatever you were going to talk about, for sure ask about this. No, I'm kidding. Please don't. Please don't. Yeah, the Gabbie Hanna rabbit hole is crazy. You could make an entire YouTube channel dedicated to it. Also, have you guys noticed that those podcasts that she made recently, all trying to defend herself and say ChatGPT and God said that she is actually right, are now deleted?
McIntyre, but all day I'm being told you're gonna be pissed when you see his video because he sympathizes with her and says none of this is her fault. She's completely innocent. She was a kid when all this happened. And I'm like, she absolutely was not. She was an adult.
So she was an adult. This is my question for you guys. Ages like, she was like 18 through 24 while she was doing all of this harassment. My question for you is, if you are being manipulated heavily, I don't know, I'm not using any fancy psychology terms, not Stockholm, it's not, no. You guys know what I mean, though. If you are being heavily manipulated by a person, whether it's Gabbie Hanna, whether it's a romantic relationship, a parental relationship, I think that's what Adam was getting at, was like, yes, what she did was wrong, but how much was she actually responsible for? And I would be, I don't know what to say. I'm curious to hear what you guys say, because Jen doesn't feel any different. It doesn't matter to Jen whether you were being manipulated by Gabbie. This was an awful time in her life. Like, I can't fathom.
She was 18 when all this started. She's 24 now. And so that's 6 years of her being a constant little gnat, just buzzing around me, a little mosquito just nipping. It's just been nonstop. These years have not been fun for me. Anybody that always says, oh, you get online and you talk about Gabbie all the time, or you only get online to talk about the stands. Yeah, I have a job. I'm a nurse. Y'all didn't take that from me, even though you tried. That is what this video is about. I'm going to prove what you guys did. I'm going to prove what Gabbie did. But
so, first of all, I do have to do like a small disclaimer of that. This is from Jen's perspective. While watching this video, I really want to decipher from that so that I'm not, I don't know, just spreading any misinformation or anything, or because I have a feeling other YouTubers are going to make a video about this and they're going to be able to bring multiple sides to the story. Whereas I'm reacting to this live. Also, Alyssa is both the victim and the aggressor. Someone commented, I think Alyssa is both victim and aggressor. Personally, that's what I think a lot of people were saying, is that, I'm sorry, I'm saying someone commented, thank you, the literary star. Wait. And then I'm going to pronounce it wrong. The literary star. Thank you for your lovely comment. I appreciate you being here. That's what a lot of people were saying, is that you can be the aggressor and the victim at the same time. It doesn't need to be black and white villain story like in Meet the Robinsons and whatnot.
These years have not been fun for me. I would rather not do this. I'd rather not talk about this. And that's why I'm making this video, and I want it to be the last fucking time I talk about the stands, I talk about Gabbie, or any of this shit. I'm so fucking exhausted from it. It is the middle of 20...
I mean, I want to say I fully believe to the fullest extent that if people completely stopped talking about Jen online and everything was cleared, Jen would probably never upload a YouTube video to do with this again. You guys are commenting. Fleetwood Mac and Cheese 4159 says, I agree. I don't think Adam meant any harm and thought Alyssa was a victim too. We now know she isn't a victim, but was Gabbie Hanna's right hand essentially. Yeah, people were saying that commentary YouTubers need to do more research before making, weird. How many times do we have to learn, old man? Because Jen's argument, I believe, was essentially like, Adam, we're gonna make an entire YouTube video about, a YouTube video reacting to this, when in reality, this is one side of the story. And it's, I don't know,
2026, and I'm still trying to get over shit that happened in 2025. I don't have the time or inclination for this shit. I'm exhausted from this. I'm fucking sick and tired of it. And it's gonna stop. I saw the video from Vangelina, and I made some videos of my own. I put them on YouTube. They're still up. And I also posted those videos on Twitter. And I also tagged Alyssa and said, why did you even bother making this video? Your ass is getting dragged in the comments. People remember you. I should have known better, because what did that do?
That's a fantastic question. Why did Alyssa make that video? I do want to say, though, I have to, everything aside, say that, I was going to say, I think it's good that Alyssa did talk about kind of the hierarchy, how scary her experience was within the Gabbie Patreon thing, where it's like if you spend more money and do more things for her, for example, if Gabbie, for example with Jen Dent, if you were to be her flying monkey or whatever, is that the correct term? And if Gabbie's talking S-word about Jen Dent, and indirectly says, go attack Jen Dent. You do that, oh, suddenly she's acting like your friend. She's giving you more tears or something like that. And it's just like, I'm not sure if that's how Patreon work, but 18-year-olds are definitely not as experienced and wise as older adults, but they are not thoughtless puppeted by their surroundings. It's hard because I was but an 18-year-old once, and I understand how your brain is just simply not fully developed, but also I can't say just because I wouldn't have done that means that any logical person wouldn't have. I don't know.
That opened the door for Alyssa and maybe a handful of her friends who she says it's not her. I'm convinced it's her talking to herself. But then again, you know, there are a lot of crazy people out there. She has got a few friends and herself. They have been trolling me nonstop since about June 5th. And today is...
No, I absolutely believe it's possible that these aren't just like stock accounts of Alyssa's talking to herself. Like people get on the bandwagon. I saw this on the... I don't know if it's Kiwi Farms, because people were telling me it wasn't Kiwi Farms. Whatever, similar adjacent thing. People were talking about it's Black Friday, coming to these absolute conclusions about her, and there's no proof. It's just like no, people are absolutely capable of that online. So, Kriv the Kraken, thank you for your comment. She's the villain. Maybe a victim of her own incompetence, but she and her friends and Gabbie were excited about CSA, so I don't care. See, that's what thank you for saying that, because that's very well put into words of like, when you're 18, you're not the most probably wise you'll ever be, but also, you know.
June 13th. I have had my job threatened. I have had them say they're going to call the State Board of Nursing. They have threatened my pets. And then there's always the video edits that come of me being compared.
Can you imagine just being at work, just chilling, and your boss comes up to you and they're like, hey, just so you know, like, you might be fired because all these people online are saying that you freaking essayed someone.
To
like,
farm animals, me being called old, me being called fat, me being called ugly. It's nothing new. It's just the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah, you can block them. They make new accounts. Alyssa has multiple accounts. Just search her name on Twitter. You'll see what I'm talking about. So there's no...
I don't know, dude. I was so sold by her. I was like, oh, she seems like a victim. Okay. Thank you so much for your comment, Jemmy Dodger. Alyssa can be a victim of Gabbie's abuse/grooming, I'm unsure, and also be a conspirator in hurting others. Okay, Killer Cammy 85. I was a pretty messed up 18-year-old. Lots of trauma and stupid mistakes. It almost took me losing my firstborn to realize I needed to smarten up. The right types of therapy helped. So I don't know if this is what you're getting at, but it's like, I didn't want to say anything because it's like I can't say that Alyssa has been through trauma and that's why she's acting like this, because I don't freaking know Alyssa and her history. But also, I guess from the ages of, well, I don't know, 18 through your life, you have the option to grow. You have a fork in the road. Do you want to grow or become the abuser? So that's all. That's the only thing I'm saying, is that when you are 18, you still get to make that choice. But as you get older, things start to get more cemented. Bro, what am I talking about? Because like, we love a middle-aged person freaking growing in therapy.
No need to block them. You can mute them, but they still find new ways to get you. If they can't get you on Twitter, they'll come to your YouTube. If that doesn't work, well, they'll just go to your Instagram or your TikTok. It doesn't matter. I could get offline, but I mean, should I have to? Like, this is a long time and it's still going. So then Adam McIntyre in his infinite...
I mean, if I was Jen, I would not want... this is just me, but if I'm not even online in this scenario, I wouldn't want everyone online thinks that I essayed a kid. It's just like, No, I'd want to clear my name too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Wisdom decides to take the video that apparently he had done on live to an audience who was telling him he was wrong. He decided to then post that video on YouTube. So I think that was Friday. I can't really remember, but that gave Alyssa even more leeway and excitement and stardom and all that stuff, so she could just spend the whole rest of the day coming at me all day long from every fucking angle, because Adam gave her like...
Oh, that's why she's so angry about Adam. Oh, no, that makes sense. Also, and this is a personal message for Alyssa. Actually, I can't say that because I'd be the hypocrisy queen. About your 5 seconds of fame, they can be more than this. I promise. It's coming. You just gotta believe. And maybe don't. Don't hope that this beef right now is the if you want to have fame, maybe this isn't the way to go. I just get a feeling. I'm 46. I was an idiot at 18. Squally, I was reacting to Hello Alicia's video 2 weeks ago, or last time I went live about this, but I was not educated enough on the subject. I was like, what? So, I mean, I doubt we'll have enough time after this to rewatch it, but maybe.
License to do that. Adam took the video down later on Saturday afternoon, as he should have, and to this day, he has not corrected himself or said anything. Adam, you know, I've watched your channel. I like you. I think you're...
That is interesting because honestly, I feel like all you would have to do is be like, you know what, guys, like, I feel like this doesn't need to be a cancel Adam McIntyre situation. I think this could easily just be like, hey, I messed up on this video. I'm sorry. I'll do better in the future. It's really not like we don't need to be ignoring it.
But you don't have to put a video out every day. You could take a break. You could research what you're talking about before you put it up, because somebody like you who has as big of an audience as you do, you have a responsibility to look into what it is that you're posting.
I have always admired YouTubers who they upload like 5 times a freaking week. I'm like, first of all, when do you sleep? You can absolutely have like people working with you, or you're just a really good researcher, but chances are if you are able to upload that many times a week, either you have a team or there's a chance that you're just kind of not 100% fact checking. I don't know. Any YouTubers out there, fill me in. Yes, Adam McIntyre is the same guy who was groomed by Colleen. That's why he was empathizing with Alyssa. He was like, I understand what it's like to be groomed. So, yeah, I don't know.
You posted a person who has harassed me, who has forged my name, who says I doxed them, who has absolutely said some of the most horrible shit to me and my friends and done some of the most horrific shit. And you gave her an audience and you said that none of it was her fault. And to this day, you still haven't said anything else about it. Not that I expect you to. But I have to say that you posting that video really did spark a fire in me that put me...
Wait, I'm sorry. I apologize, Jen. Friggin', what's this guy's name? Oh my god. Sorry, my microphone, yeah, let's watch this music video. I want to see, okay, so Adam McIntyre is still uploading. It's not like he's taking a moment to maybe like apologize or something. He's uploading just about different situations. Yeah, he hasn't talked, oh my god, he hasn't talked about this at all, which I'm surprised because I thought he covers, wait, am I tripping? I thought he covers, oh, maybe not. I thought he was a follower of the Gabbie situation. But anyway. So take that for what you will. I'm not trying to cancel Adam in this video. Just let me know your thoughts.
And a lot of things have happened because of it. But before I get into everything that has happened after the video was put out, let me refresh everybody's memory on Alyssa and how I met Alyssa and how I even know who the fuck she is in the first place. I'm not even going to try to remember what was going on between Gabbie and Jessie at this specific time. It was summer 2020. We're on Twitter a lot. There's a lot going down. And yeah, I ran my mouth constantly. I'm never going to even say anything different. I have always talked shit about Gabbie because Gabbie deserves it.
Yeah, like, that's what I like to say is there's a difference between talking shit and being like gossiping about things that might not be true. It's hard to explain, but if there's not proof for something at that point, there's a huge difference. So, really? You know what? Whatever. If I'm gonna be age restricted, I'm gonna be age restricted. Use Titty Juice said, Alyssa talked about being excited she was famous and didn't show any remorse for what she did. So this is another point, is that if Alyssa had genuinely realized, like, oh my God, I was being more or less, I shouldn't use this word, but brainwashed this entire time, I was wrong. Generally, you would probably feel really bad, like you snapped out of it and you'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Jen. I'm so sorry, Jessie. But instead, you're saying Alyssa talked about being excited that she was famous and didn't show any remorse for what she did. It's just like, her wallpaper is distracting, Jen's. I was trying to figure it out. I think it's a chalkboard. I was like, that's kind of cool though.
Gabbie is a piece of shit. Gabbie is the worst fucking person on this planet. So yeah, I was talking a lot of shit on Twitter, and there were a group of stans that were just absolutely asinine crazy. The main one that I remember is Alyssa. There was a girl named Skia. There was somebody named Tyler. There was a Monica. There was a Lisa. And then there was Gracie. And we're going to talk about Gracie in this video. But Alyssa was just off the chain from the very beginning. I mean, she just never stopped. It was nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. All day. If you blocked her, she made a new account. That's how I got to know Alyssa in the summer of 2020, when everything was really coming to a head.
2020? It's 2026. Oh my God. Well, to be honest, I have been following, the only drama I've been following for years is for some reason the dissociated drama, partly because I'm just fascinated, but second, I think, like, I make YouTube videos about it, so it's kind of like, I can't really blame it on that though, but to be fair, but it's like, I'm not involved in it in the way that I'm tweeting about it constantly and hate and sending hate to Dissociated. It's like, what? Like 6 years? So I don't know. To be fair to him, we do tend to believe, to be fair to Madam McIntyre, to be fair to him, we do tend to believe someone when they tell us something like that. I personally wouldn't question someone only because I could be in the wrong and cause further damage. That's what I'm saying, is that when I was watching Alyssa's video at first, I was completely believing of it. I thought there was no reason to believe she would have ulterior motives, but I also understand where it's like, okay, I should have done better research. He's a genuine gossip channel, not a commentary channel that aims for accuracy. Okay, well, if that's the case, how did we feel about that? Because to me, it's like, whenever I talk about, or I guess, does Adam do this? Like, whenever I talk about something that I'm not, like, I don't have actual definitive proof for, I'm sure to say, like, just so we all know, does Adam do that? Oh, Adam's on tour, honestly. Have a good psych appointment, by the way.
Between Jessie and Gabbie, and there was just so much shit going on, and Alyssa was just front and center, just constantly, again, harassing, trolling, saying the nastiest shit, talking about shit she had no idea. They all do that. They all talk about the Gabbie and Jessie situation as if they were physically present in every room of every situation that went down. They know more than anybody. You can't tell them shit. And throughout all of this, I saw that she does music, and I use that term very, very loosely. She had some music videos up, and so I went and looked at one of them, and my God, and I ended up posting it and just like saying, oh, this is a bop or whatever. I eventually was like, I'm just kidding, this is absolutely fucking horrible.
You can't stop the flowers blooming. You can't stop my feet.
So I do have to remind us that this is Jen's version of events, although she, on a lot of stuff, well, that we're gonna watch, she will have actual, like, voice messages and stuff, so those are actually, but do we have all the tweets going back to exactly what happened? No.
If you think I'm not improving, you can shove it.
And it made her so mad.
I don't know, that was
she,
great. I don't know what you're
first of all,
talking about.
says that I told her to kill herself, which absolutely did not happen. I invite you to find that screenshot. Did not tell her to kill herself, but she got so mad about me posting her music that she decided to send me a cease and desist. And instead of me telling that story, I'll just let Alyssa tell it.
I released a new song and Jenna told me she liked it. She then went and claimed it was shit and that she shared it as a joke. From this point on, she started talking about my bad singing and kept posting my song, which is my own intellectual property. On August 10th, I sent Jen a cease and desist for
How is it free to send a cease and desist? Because I hear everyone left, right, and center sending each other cease and desists. Don't those cost money? Like, don't you have to have a lawyer? I'm confused because if Jen was talking shit online, isn't that just like Jen isn't like have millions of followers. Like, Alyssa, it's gonna be okay. No, I get it though. It's like, but also, I'm just so uneducated about what a cease and desist also is. Hold on.
intellectual property, and on August 11th, she responded with her signature. Jen likes to tell the story as if I forged her name onto a cease and desist, but what she always fails to realize is that she sent her email titled response with an attachment.
So if you send someone a cease and desist, does that mean you have to delete the things you already said, or does that mean just don't say the stuff anymore? Asking for a friend, because I may or may not have made a video about Social Repose, and I'm scared. Because Social Repose sent Riley Elena a cease and desist. I was like, I'm not interested. I don't want.
I advised a legal notary, and I advised a lawyer after the fact just to make sure. I was in
Why
the
are we
clear
advising
on August
lawyers?
12th.
Why are we doing this over online drama? Like, I'm not saying that it's at all appropriate to tell someone to unalive themselves. But
Jen sent me a cease and desist for defamation. In this, she asked me
Defamation?
to, quote, please find attached a request to cease and desist defamation, slander, and or
Wait.
libel. Details are in the document. Sign it and send it back to me. My lawyer is involved.
okay. So Alyssa did spend years saying awful things about Jen online. God bless she didn't get fired from her job. So I can see why Jen would send a cease and desist, because freaking defamation, slander, it's just so hard, because what is Jen supposed to do? How are you supposed to spend I don't even want to know how much money a defamation and slander lawsuit is, but what are you supposed to do then? If you're not Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, what are you supposed to do? Because you can't, this is way too expensive, and oh my god, you have people talking all this online.
Thanks. I replied by telling her to kiss my ass. She replied by telling me I had 10 days to sign it when it comes to my door. This confused me because first off, she doesn't have my home address. And second, mail? What? You have my email. You can do literally what I did. It is just as valid and just as legally binding. And I just want to say, just because you don't agree or like someone does not mean that a notary, 2 lawyers, all of them are lying. Like, the evidence is all right here. So you can either...
Well, yeah, the evidence is right there, but what is she saying? Is Alyssa trying to say that Jen doesn't get to send a cease and desist because people are allowed to talk shit online? It's like, no, people are allowed to gossip online. It's just that this specific gossip is, I don't understand. I'm trying to understand Alyssa's POV here, because I'm online way too much. Point of view, because at this point, does she think that Jen still did it? I don't think so. In my personal opinion, I don't think Alyssa is doing all this because she thinks that Jen did it. I think that she just has like some kind of weird love to hate. I can't. At that point, that's speculation. Okay, thank you guys for explaining. You don't have to take down anything. A cease and desist is just a threat of taking someone to court. Wait.
continue to say it's fake, or you could just accept that I sent you a cease and desist.
Nobody said you didn't send me a cease and desist. I said you forged my name on that cease and desist, you fucking clown. So there's that story about her forging my name. And yeah, a cease and desist, how valid could it be? Whatever. But she actually cut and pasted my signature onto that document. And in that document was like,
why is this happening, dude?
Like,
can we collectively agree that she didn't do it? Can we not talk about this no more?
List of things I had supposedly done, like offenses, and then a list of things that I agreed to, and she put my name at the bottom, and that just was not cool with me. So
right.
Alyssa's other claim on me is that I doxed her, and rather than me tell you the story, I'll just let her tell you the story, which she already told on YouTube. This is a video that she did back when it happened.
November 17th, Alex James.
Okay, side note, I thought that doxing was, if you were to dox someone, I thought it was some weird dark web stuff where you like will find out someone's IP address and that's how you dox them. Is that, or do people more dox because they just like, you might have posted something that vaguely showed where you live, and I don't know. Anyway, let's see. So this is Alyssa. Now she's gonna try to explain to us how Jen doxed her, and Jen is going to explain why she does not believe that's the case.
Posted a video on Gabbie, and Jen had kept tweeting about us. After a couple of us in a group chat had seen a video on TikTok about how people were signing up their exes for Donald Trump email listings that spammed them, and immaturely we decided to do this. I realize now that this was a bad decision, and this is something that I shouldn't have done. It was immature, it was selfish, it was rude, and I can take accountability for that. And we realized—
Oh my god, I hate when this happens. It's just like she sounds so mature right now as she's speaking, but then you're gonna hear other perspectives and it's just like, oh my gosh, if you're just be real with us.
It was a mistake. On November 18th, Jen noticed that my IP address was linked to one of the spam emails and posted it on Twitter, saying I was dumb and wouldn't realize that I did this.
I tweeted that it was Albuquerque. The IP address showed Albuquerque. Let me say it again. Albuquerque.
We can all agree what I did was dumb, but we can also all agree that swatting is a serious and dangerous issue in America right now.
Come here. Come here. Nobody is going to swat you. What the fuck are you talking?
I'm so confused. Swatting, I think at the very worst case scenario, wouldn't it be like police show up at your door, like swatting?
And posting my IP address like that could have gotten me injured or killed. That is not okay. On November 27th, Hello Leash made a video on the Gabbie Hanna fandom about—
That's what I'm saying, Killer Cammy, is it just me, or is a lot of stuff happening right now as we speak very illegal and scary? Like, it's so scary to figure how one thing where, can we just say, hey, you know, I was wrong. I really should not have believed and fed these gossip things about you essaying a child. That was my bad. Can we move on instead of what is this?
About the emails and how toxic we are.
I remember waking up one morning and Jen being like, ugh, they signed me up for like 10 spam email lists. And I was like, who? And she was like, the Gabbie stands. And then I, for some reason, had like a sinking feeling in my stomach. And I checked my email and I had, if I'm not mistaken, like something like 54 email lists. And I remember the timestamps on when the emails that came in, because these people were signing us up on these email lists, these spam email lists, but you had to confirm. So they would send you a confirmation email. You would have to confirm that you actually want to sign up for those lists. And then those confirmation emails also included IP addresses. I remember noticing that it was like, it would start at like midnight and went till like 5 or 6 in the morning. Like,
we really hate someone. Yeah, gosh, you don't have to have an attorney or a lawyer to write up a cease and desist. You can write one up yourself and send it to anyone. Okay, that makes more sense, because I'm like, can you imagine calling up your lawyer? I can't even imagine. Like, what is Jen supposed to do? Like, I don't want to spend my hard-earned money trying to get some freaking people to stop saying that I did these unspeakable things online. I'm good. I'd really prefer literally anything else to spend my money on.
these people were up.
Also, thank you so much for the new people in the chat. I want to just talk to you guys and be super, like say hi to everyone who just got in, like hi Big Time Ando, hi everyone who is now in. It's just in my last live I was doing that, and I feel like it's just too, like, people are watching it, or just they'd probably get really annoyed and click off.
Throughout the night, just signing me and Jen up for these email lists, we deduced that the people most likely responsible for this were Alyssa and Skia. I think it was Jen that said, yep, the IP address that was on this email says that this person is in Albuquerque, and we know who's in Albuquerque. There you go. You add 2 and 2 together. And if I'm not mistaken, Alyssa is referring to that as doxing.
A lot of us were doxxed for defending
I'm tripping.
her.
Albuquerque. So that's basically it on Alyssa. Really, this video is not about Alyssa. I would like to get into what happened after Alyssa's video, Evangelina's video, Adam's video, and Adam's video being taken down, the constant harassment and trolling that has been going on since the 5th, and what all has happened since then. Like I said, I was getting a lot of messages, a lot of different places, and some of the people that were messaging me were stans that I recalled their name. They knew me and they contacted me and told me who they were. One of the ex-stans is called Prince. I fully remembered that username and the way that this person talks, and this person got in my inbox and started talking about the whole thing and explained how they were very, very young when all of this happened, but they were watching and they remembered all of this. And this person helped me a lot with like remembering usernames or specific people or specific posts.
Oh my
One
God,
thing this
dude.
person said was that Gracie was pretty much used by Gabbie and discarded. And I do have an old comment that was put on one of my videos regarding that. I know the lore with this one, sadly.
Oh my God. The way I was gonna say something profound, you guys. What is happening? So, somebody who was a third party was, okay, I think I'm on board. Someone who was a third party was watching all of this go down, and now they're exposing, like, anyway, let's see what this person
As
is saying.
someone that used to support Gabbie, there was a fan named Gracie that Gabbie manipulated into thinking Jen was a rapist privately.
Why? Why would you
managed
do
to make
that?
Gracie speak up publicly and spread this allegation. Gabbie watched Gracie get sent so much hate for spreading this allegation, and instead of checking on her, she just watched it all go down. She loves to have her fans do her dirty work for her and then claim
This is my equivalent of, like, I'm the worst friend ever. Like, if you say something funny, or if, like, I'm, like, watching something and trying to make a point, I'm, like, shoving you. That's my equivalent. Anyway, that is a legend, and that is bizarre, and if that happened, I'm not okay with being on planet Earth. Can we collectively go to, like, another planet, or, like, what? Because, because at the beginning of the video, if you'll recall, if you were there, because I was alive, Gabbie freaking was saying, like, oh, I mean, this would be such interesting gossip if it was true. It's like, I really wouldn't say that, like, this is gossip. Like, this is, like, this is the worst thing a person can do. So let's maybe not gossip about that. So that's who this Gracie character is. Someone who was manipulated into thinking Jen was a artist.
she herself didn't do anything, because in the public eye, that seems like an accurate statement. Now that she's lost most of her fans, she's doing the dirty work herself publicly. Anyway, Gracie almost offed herself because of the hate.
Oh my
and
God,
Gabbie
why
reached out
are
to
we
her
doing
and
this?
asked,
This is so much worse than I thought. Why are we doing this? No, seriously, like, did they actually think Jen did what she did? I don't think so. I think this is all just for love of the game. What?
if she could use Gracie's offing attempt and mention it in her 2020 comeback video to make a public point that my fans get harassed to this point for simply supporting and defending me.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me try to catch up. Gabbie almost offed herself because the hate and Gabbie reached out to her and asked if she could use Gracie's offing attempt. Can we have a moment? Why are we using, why are we using somebody's off attempt as leverage? Can somebody, anybody, can anyone help me out? Because that's, okay. My brain is so messed up right now because there's so many angles of this, but like, wait, let me just keep.
If you watch that video, Gracie's attempt, without being named, is mentioned. Gabbie is disgusting. She was never sexual with us as far.
Okay, wait. So, Gabbie reached out to her and asked if she could use some of Gracie's offing attempt and mention it to her in 2020 comeback video. To make a public point that my fans get harassed to the point of simply supporting and defending me. Okay, so I think then in this situation, Gabbie genuinely was like, yes. I think in this situation, Gabbie genuinely believed that what she was saying was correct information. Maybe it was conscious manipulation, like she genuinely wanted people to be like, oh, that's so sad that your fans literally get driven to this point. I don't know, because that's with a lot of Gabbie stuff. It's like, is it conscious manipulation or not? CSA will never be gossip, especially when someone's supposed perpetrator is a nurse and works with vulnerable patients constantly. They were intending to ruin Jen and friend's life. Why? I'm so confused. Like, there's so much good stuff to talk about online. There's so much actual CSA. Why are we, by good, I mean accurate, not good, like, because I'm just saying that it's bizarre. It's absolutely Gabbie has a victim complex. Thank you, Maniac Language. It's how she gets through anything. She uses God to excuse the unexpected, and she uses others to make her a victim. I don't see any self-reflection in any of her explanations. This is a good point. Like, I want to say Gabbie does have moments of self-reflection, but it's pillowed underneath this, I did this because of this, not simply because I made a poor decision. It was, so it's not really fully. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. I see them and I appreciate it. She wants to use Gracie to make her victim complex look real. So maybe she did consciously. She was like, because honestly, like, I can't even imagine if, like, I mean, this is a completely different scale, but if one of you guys got bullied for supporting me to the point, well, obviously, like, I'm not going to say that was the reason, because I don't know why Gracie would almost do that. Like, I can't say that it was because of people who don't like Gabbie, obviously. But if this situation had happened to me, even though I'm a much, much smaller creator, I cannot imagine. All I would want to do is make sure Gracie is okay. And I'm not trying to make myself all high and mighty, because I just think that's what a creator would do. Like, that's not even like a good thing. That's just normal. Like, what? Oh my God.
I know, but she groomed us like Colleen.
Hey babe, I had a question. I'm writing my comeback video right now, and I'm just talking about how shit got crazy after I got off still.
I'm sorry, that was petty.
Part of me was just trying to just show how fucking crazy these people are. I'm making a list of all the shit they did, like how they were collecting people's personal private conversations from when they were venting in the Discord.
Okay, that was my bad. You guys are all saying it, of course it's conscious manipulation. I think if I were to guess, if I had to bet money on it,
and contacting their families and stuff, and obviously only if you're 100% okay with this, and obviously I wouldn't say your name, but would it be okay if I said something along the lines of, like, one of my fans relapsed with self-harm and attempted suicide because she was under extreme duress from these people? Obviously it's only if you're 100% okay with it. One of my fans who's been along the ride. Oh God, she's been around for fucking ever. She's the fucking best. She had a relapse with her self-harm and attempted suicide because they contacted someone they shouldn't have and put her under extreme duress. And now she's in a
This is such a sticky situation because I don't want to, like, invalidate anyone, but...
people. Obviously, it's only if you're 100% okay with it. One of my fans who's been along the ride, oh God, she's been around for fucking ever. She's the fucking best. She had a relapse with her self-harm and attempted suicide because they...
But my thing is that... So the reason why this fan who had came close to attempting, because I don't know. Now Gabbie's saying that she... Wait...
She had a relapse with her self-harm and attempted suicide because they contacted someone they shouldn't have and put her under extreme duress. And now she's in a rehabilitation center. Like, this is not some weird troll internet fun. These are seriously dangerous people, and I'm not even here. And every day it's a new drama that they're trying to create still.
So as far as Gracie goes, I honestly always felt bad.
Okay. So... The reason why Gracie was receiving all of this alleged hate was because Gracie was going to bat for something that Gabbie had done, and Gracie was trying to defend Gabbie. I'm explaining to you guys just as much as I'm trying to understand, but that is... Why are we saying Albuquerque? Wait... I hope Gracie is okay, absolutely. I'm sorry, these are really good comments. I'm glad she asked if she could. I don't think it should be justified with an answer, but I'm glad she asked. One thing I learned that Jen was lesbian, the allegation made a lot more sense. Gabbie is a known homophobe? I remember something in the past about Gabbie refusing to use, like, they, them pronouns or something. For Trisha, maybe? I don't know. And it's like, that's fine. Like, that's not, I'm saying, like, that's fine as in that's horrible. Like, it's like, what? It's really not that hard. At this point, Gabbie is just doing it for the love of the game, but I cannot fathom being wrong, in any way. I don't want to psychoanalyze Gabbie, but it's also just like, I get it that it's hard to be wrong, but it's like, you can't always be right. It's just, even my freaking therapist in this group that I was in literally said that. She was like, just so everyone knows, if you meet someone who is always the victim, if this was for relationships specifically, which can happen because of, like, traumatized people attract, like, a certain type of friend, or a partner. And she's like, if you're always the common denominator, there's a chance, not always, you might want to look in the mirror. Bro.
About that. I did recognize that for whatever reason, this adult had been encouraged or influenced to do this. What Gracie initially tweeted was, guys, I think Jen...
Except you'll learn that the attempt had very little to do with Gabbie. Yeah, because it's like... I don't want to say that getting mass hate online would be the sole reason of you making an attempt, because I don't want to, like, downplay it and make it seem like if somebody had attempted, because, like, we all seen the movie Cyberbully or whatever, but generally there would be some kind of I was just talking about this, the Social Repose situation. This girl showed up to Social Repose's house because he kind of doxed himself and said, if I'm not going to go too long about this, but if you show up to my house, I'll give you a glass of milk. And this girl who has autism spectrum and also bipolar, I'm not sure, bipolar 1 or bipolar 2, but anyway, she actually did show up at Social Repose's house, and anyways, he made a video being like, hey, so please don't show up to my house, and she ended up taking her life, and like 6 months later, and people were blaming Social Repose, which, listen, Social Repose has plenty of stuff for us to go after him for, but if somebody takes their life because of this situation, you would probably assume there's more going on behind the scenes. Does that make sense, or is that a bad take? Let me know, but you guys, be honest. Call me out when it's bad takes.
May have somebody, or guys, Jen may have someone, and she retweeted that tweet from that crazy account that literally to this day I don't know who that is or what they're talking about. To be honest, I think Gabbie is behind that account. It's just totally crazy that somebody would tweet
No, this is complete speculation, but I do not put it past Gabbie to have a sock account.
all that and then just disappear, never respond to any questions. Like, I myself even sent that account a message and was like, who are you and what are you talking about? So I just truly believe that was Gabbie or Peyton that made that account. But I always felt bad about Gracie because as a nurse and just a person in general who has dealt with many things in my own personal life and with people I love and know, I know what it's like to struggle with something and then to just have things piled on. I know what it's like to act out when you're not happy in life or things are not going well or you feel like you don't have any control. And so I felt bad for Gracie, and I always did feel guilt if she had to go to any kind of treatment for anything I said or did, because I really did go hard at her. But people were literally calling a job I didn't have anymore, and something I've never told anybody, I don't think.
It's hard because if somebody was saying these things about you, I would say that I'm not sure exactly how hard Jen went after Gracie, but it's also just like, listen, if somebody makes these accusations against you, I'm not even sure that Gracie had. Maybe she was defending something else. But I could understand getting mad, and but I also understand the guilt of like being connected to it. So like that's valid.
Is that I had interviewed for a company that I had worked for in the past. This was in the pandemic when all this happened. I had already lost my second job that I had to make ends meet because of COVID. That company shut down because we weren't allowed to go visit people in their homes. And so I had interviewed for a position that I had had in the past. And it was a really good interview. I had great references. There was no reason for me not to get the job. I was told, we'll call you back next week and basically let you know. And I never heard back from them. And I even reached...
Oh my God. In the middle of COVID? If you can't find a nursing job in the middle of COVID, something's wrong.
Out to my reference who worked there, who had like told the people about me. She's like, that's very strange they never called you back. Well, these stands had called that place based off of my LinkedIn, and I had worked there in the past when they called them. So maybe that had something to do with it. But these people were...
How do you, first of all, my question is, how do you attract stands that are gonna call freaking jobs about this? Because I know, like, I'm not trying to say that, like, every single person watching this is, like, the most intelligent person in the world, probably. But, like, if I told you guys to call up somebody's work because they allegedly are I don't know, and there's no proof, it's like, would you do that? Or would you be like, Michelle, you on, like, what are you on about?
Actively calling my job or a job I didn't...
It's not a... Thank you. I appreciate that, you guys, because I get that it's a super nuanced situation with somebody, like, attempting. I don't want to make it sound like invalidating somebody's experiences, so thank you.
Have anymore. And they were bragging about it online. It was just also how much it was being retweeted, how much it was being stated as a fact. There were articles going up online about it. You know, the people that follow online drama, there were articles up until maybe a year ago or so. If somebody was Googling me and like put the time in.
Dude, this all started because some random person, I think from like Australia, like made up this random rumor, and 2 years later or something, it got in the hands of Gabbie Hanna, and now we're getting to this point.
Would scroll enough, these things would come up about Dent and a rape allegation, and so it has bothered me ever since it happened. I think what was different this time about getting annoyed with all of this and the being trolled and everything is just the fact that I've been going through a lot in the past year and a half. My life changed drastically, and like, this is not a sob story, but like, I have friends here, I have a job, but I'm alone a lot, which is a reason I'm moving back home. That wasn't the plan when I moved here. And so I don't have a buffer to like talk to anybody about this. And I have enough going on. Like, I have animals I take care of, I have a job, I have to take care of myself, which, you know, that's a whole thing, but like, it just hit different this time. And not only did it hit different personally, but this psychopath is being listened to. I'm talking about Alyssa is being heard out, and in some cases being painted out as the victim. And it just truly pissed me off.
Oh my God. This would be like the top tier of anger for me. For all of this to be going around and then they are painted then as the victim. No, I can't. No, I'm good. I'm going to pass. But your viewers, thank you for your comment, Hachi Clove. Viewers are audience, not hired goons. Respect yourself. That's a fantastic point, Hachi Clove, because why are we weaponizing our audience to begin with? I thought that was like, now I could be wrong. I think it's probably like situation by situation, but in general, weaponizing your audience as a creator is not the move. If you want to have beef with someone, have beef with them. Why are you freaking sending your audience against it? Like, the way I see it is like the human brain is equipped to deal with one person being angry at you, but when there's freaking hundreds of, thousands of people, your brain, it just overload. It's too much. I don't know. Yo. Gabbie was so excited to ruin someone. Yes, I would be. Exactly. It's like, I'm just curious to hear what Gabbie genuinely thinks about the situation, not what Gabbie would say she thinks about the situation, because she must know at this point that that's a rumor, right? She does. I think like something was said about that allegedly. Like, I can't confirm that, but so at that point, why are we still going after her? Like, just for the fun?
Pissed a lot of people off, enough to where they were messaging me about it. And in talking to Prince and bringing up Gracie, Prince was like, you know, I really feel bad for Gracie. Like, she's hardly even online anymore. She just kind of disappeared after that. And I'm like, I feel bad for her too. Wish I could talk to her. And Prince says, well, you should try. So that's what I did. I decided on June 5th I had had enough. Seems like it's never gonna stop.
So Jen tweeted, I'm sat and ready. If anyone comes for you, they come through me. Oh, okay. So she's responding to a tweet from Gracie. Gracie said, Colleen fans talking about what happened with them and Colleen when I'm just sitting on everything that happened between me and Gabbie. So I don't even know the whole story about Colleen. I do know that she was sending kids, like teenagers, under her underwear. I do know that. But like Gabbie was one of the most classic cancellations on YouTube because of her freaking ukulele apology and lack of taking, I guess she did take accountability, but it was also just like, here's my accountability, and I was stupid and immature. It's like, oh. Yes, people are tools, but sees others as evil and her as a beacon of light and morals. Yeah. What would Gabbie prompt ChatGPT to say? I was just watching a, what's his name? Ben of the Week podcast video or something, and he's talking about how he feels like AI will be the new religion because AI in some ways mocks religion in the way that if you type into AI like, I want to get X project finished, how do I do it? it can take months, but you will probably get there. And he's talking about how like you can talk to dead loved ones and stuff with AI, like kind of, but it kind of mimics a god in a way. And so I understand how people who are especially vulnerable to certain types of vulnerabilities, why they would be so attached to AI, because it's just your answer key, I guess. Although I'm very curious to see how this will go in the future. Like, will our world just be destroyed, or will like it be made illegal or something? I'm not sure. Off topic, but I heard you might start covering our girl Amberlynn Reed. Yeah, but like I was just thinking about doing a hour, 2 hour long overview of the most major dramas, because I know going over every single drama is like, yeah. Is it true though that she dated a feeder though?
What else did I have to lose at this point? So I followed Gracie on Twitter. Then I sent her an email. Hi, Gracie. I hope you are doing well. I was hoping to have a conversation with you. I would like to talk about the tweet that accused me of sexual assault. It is my belief and understanding that there was heavy influence surrounding that situation, and I would really like to understand better. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the situation and the never-ending cycle of Gabbie showing up every few years writing or attempting to rewrite the story. I would appreciate a conversation that could bring clarity and closure to both of us.
That's a good point. Is like Gabbie keeps trying to say that, like, trying to tell her side of the story when it comes to Jesse, who, if it for the ones in the back, was Ard by Curtis Lepore, and Gabbie is saying that she's somehow the victim of this. Like, even just saying that is so bizarre. Like, maybe it's because you were in our apologist. Like, you can maybe go back and say, like, I disagree with what I did in the past, and I'm so sorry for saying something that was our apologist behavior, but you didn't. You just keep saying why you are innocent, bruh. So, what's this? And then with Jen, the same thing. It's like, could a lot of this be mediated by her just if she had originally just said I was wrong? I just feel like that we could have had a different scenario.
If you are not comfortable, I understand.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's my bad. Gabbie is always the victim.
Just know that I believe this could stop the cycle for once and for all. Thanks, Jen. And Gracie wrote me back.
Uh-oh.
Hi there, Jen. I hope you're well. I'm definitely open to having a conversation about this because the whole time really traumatized me, as I'm sure it did you too. Saying it with a heavy influence is an understatement. To give a little bit of more context into our relationship, I'm not sure why she first started constantly replying to me as a fan, but it was really exciting. Close to 2019, the dynamic kind of changed. Personally, I was going through extreme anorexia and struggling with like substance and drug use and dealing with the death of my partner at the time. I lost my job, apartment, and I had to take a leave from school to go into a treatment center. This is very important to the story because when she heard about these things I was going through, she started sending me money, gifts in the mail, and talking to me more.
This is, I think I don't want to like just assume that Gabbie is a textbook person with these types of patterns, because that's not fair, although some of the stuff she has done is a little bit textbook. But I'm not sure. Because as it is right now, it's like sending money to someone is a little like you could say it's nice, or you could say that she's trying to get someone on board, but obviously that would be assumptions, and that's not fair to Gabbie.
Constantly, and basically telling me she would financially support me through this time. After that, she would ask me for favors here and there, which quickly turned.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was trying to. Do you guys want me to read these?
Through this time. After that, she would ask.
So Gabbie texted her at 2 a.m. Are you awake? My question is, how old is Gracie? This is a question. I don't know. I don't think you guys, like, do you guys know? Because I don't think, I'm sure we could figure it out, but if Gracie is like ages 18 through 25. If she's around that age, no, let's not look for because like there's just the power imbalance of Gabbie is a creator, but then there's also just I don't like, we've talked about this so many times till my face is blue, but it's like what business do you have when you're in your 30s with an 18-year-old? Like the maturity difference is bizarre. Also, I saw someone in my comments saying, oh my god, now I'm losing my train of thought.
And basically telling me she would financially support me through this time. After that, she would ask me for favors here and there, which quickly turned into
whatever. It wasn't that deep anyway. But anyways, asking someone at 2 in the morning, if you text a fan at 2 in the morning, OMG, I'm sorry, I was asleep. Everything okay? Can you do the most random favor? LMAO, says Gabbie. I'm trying to figure out if these cat people are legit. Haha, what's up? Can you email them and ask what? Wait, why, Gabbie? Why? Okay, so it was as we originally suspected. But why doesn't she just do that?
For favors here and there, which quickly turned into receiving over 50 messages a day from her. She was
from Gabbie?
Quickly turned into
I love you all. Okay, this is a group chat. Gabbie says, I love you, all of you, but especially you guys. You're good friends. Yeah. So Gabbie said in the group chat, thank you guys. This is helping so much. The number of times I've cried over the kindness and compassion, I can't even count. This is giving covert behavior. Because I would go as far as to say that Gabbie genuinely did cry because she's so grateful. Well, maybe. Like, because obviously, like, I don't want to pull a Madam McIntyre. In my lives, that's what I call them. I don't want to pull an Adam McIntyre or, like, a Riley Elena. Because, like, we can't know. And that at that point, that would be just gossip. But it's just, like, yeah. Anyways, hi ML, I hope you're having a good day. You know what, Cricket XOX, you might have been onto something, I don't know.
Being over 50 messages a day from her. She would spam text me during...
Gracie was vulnerable either way, thank you. Dowwicker, I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, there's more. Let me tell you what... Would it be, Gabbie said, would it be a bad idea for you / another trusted mod to respond to that saying, like, as a mod, I can say that's 1000%. It's so good. It's so good. Why? This is how I react when it's like so bad. I say it's so good. Just so you know. But like, what? Can you guys please go tell the person that they're wrong on my behalf? Then you tell them, Gabbie. Why do you think that people aren't believing you, my queen? Oh my god, it's so... Okay, Gabbie says in the group chat, can you message some groups, especially Peach Pies, to tell her that she's being insane? Why? Why? Why don't you just do it? I'm sorry. Am I killing the mic? Are we chilling? Tell her that she's being insane. I literally just talked to a friend about my feelings privately because she wasn't being constructive in her tweet. She was being a bitch, LMAO. Someone responded in the group chat, Gabbie's apparently upset, quote, Gabbie's apparently upset, unquote, like, what WTF do you expect? Gabbie said, and it's kind of ironic that she's saying I'm upset when getting honest feedback when she's upset that someone gave her honest feedback. This is fine. Gabbie said, I'm not upset about a negative review. I'm upset that someone I was kind to is going out of her way to literally lie about me and be hateful and mock me on social media. Are we talking about the Queen Rachel Oates right now? I could be so wrong. But maybe I'm wrong because, you know, if you don't know, Gabbie sent. So Rachel Oates made a negative review video about Gabbie Hanna's poetry, which is fine because poetry is subjective. And so Gabbie, she sent her second poetry book, and Rachel reviewed it, and she said this poetry book is also not great, essentially. And Gabbie was all mad because first, I guess she has expected this olive branch to mean that now Rachel respects her or something. I don't know, you guys. Okay. I'm glad you guys are not dying because of my high-pitched freaking voice. Like, I'm working on it. I don't know why I go there.
Breakdowns talking about wanting to die and things like that some mornings.
The bipolar community had an... We'll get to that. The bipolar community had an abysmal year of representation during 2025. Kanye West, Gabbie, the Kendra with the psychiatrist. And that's another point. I don't know, like, you guys would have to educate me about this because, wait, actually, I don't even know what about Gabbie with bipolar? Was it Gracie that, whatever, because I was talking about friggin' Social Repose, the person who showed up in his house. Anyway, let's see what they're talking
during
about.
Breakdowns, talking about wanting to die and things like that. Some mornings I would wake up to a mental breakdown spam in my inbox. And I guess...
Can you guys
like
imagine
that,
Michelle Manna text you? Honestly, I'm sad, hurt, embarrassed. I'm being, can you imagine? I'm in your DMs. Tired of being literally bullied and talked about as if I'm in high school. Projection. I'm mad at myself for I'm not saying that Gabbie was never the victim of anything, just so we all know. I don't know what she's talking about here. Maybe she was the victim, but I'm a huge fan of the shruggies. I'm a huge fan. I'm gonna start using them. I'm mad at myself for being so hurt that I'm being bullied by people in high school. You know, Gabbie. Worried they're gonna go off and talk shit about me on Twitter. Get drama channels talking about how they have old stands with insider info. Well, Gabbie, what is the phrase? If there's nothing to talk about, then you shouldn't be worried.
Wake up to a mental breakdown spam in my...
Yeah, no, this is what I texted you. Check your DMs.
Inbox.
I'm just kidding.
And I guess from the headspace and the amount of substance use I was engaging in, plus the money and the attention, she had me doing everything for her at a certain point because she had me genuinely believing also that she was innocent and that she innocently needed the help. We would video chat using this.
That's where I'm sorry I keep pausing it so much, but honestly, like, I do want, if you want to watch this whole video, please do watch Jen Dent's video because I don't want to take views away from her. But
believing also that she was.
That's the thing is why like Adam McIntyre was being empathetic towards Alyssa, because it's like
innocent. And
it's hard to say because it's like at some point I feel like you'd probably realize that, like, for example, when Gabbie is like being homophobic and stuff, it's just like, how do you excuse that? I'm so confused, but I do understand the point where it's like Gabbie is really good at convincing people that she is in the right.
That she innocently needed the help. We would video chat using this app, and I did save all the messages, and I have everything, including videos of her finding evidence and begging me to post it. And then fast forward to when the drama channels heavily picked up on this. My issues and usage had led to me being in a residential treatment center. I will say the online drama definitely triggered me, but I had so many untreated issues still that I was dealing with, which was the main thing. My eating disorder that I was going through. And while I was in the hospital for my behaviors, she asked me if she could use my mental breakdown for her comeback video.
While you're in the hospital? I mean, I want to assume that Gabbie asked if she could use your behaviors as leverage after she spent a long time apologizing and expressing empathy. Even so, in the hospital? Like, can we at least let it wear off a little bit?
At this point in the center, I was allowed my phone like 20 minutes a day for about a 3-month period while I was in there, and I wasn't really able to help her much anymore in the way that I was before. After I got out of treatment the last time, she pretty much ghosted me. I confronted her multiple times, and she pretty much told me I was incredibly parasocial and imagined...
Wait, Wait, no. No. Is this what I think this is? Is this, now correct me if I'm wrong. Is this Gracie? Gabbie's now telling Gracie that she's parasocial? After those texts we just read where Gabbie's texting her at 2 a.m.? No, I don't believe that for 1 minute, but I do though, actually. Yeah, so Killer Cammy 85 says, yeah, I knew someone with bipolar. They create narratives in their head that they believe. If you text me, I think I'd die. That's very, I was gonna joke, Jemmy Dodger, that that's parasocial, but I know that you're joking and I'm joking. We're all joking here. Because I'm such an awkward texter. You'd just be like, what? It's so warm in the UK right now. I think I might melt. No, we'll talk about this another time. But my question is, I get that the UK only has like a little bit of time where it's super hot. But when I was in the UK, I went to a fish and chip shop, as one does, and they don't have AC in there. And I'm sorry, I hope that they're getting paid millions of dollars an hour because it is so hot in there. It's like, I don't know. But anyway, I apologize, Jemmy Dodger. I'm so awkward, like, live. This is why I hate going live. It's... Okay. Yes, when I'm in times of mania, people can believe they are close to having godlike skills or powers or abilities. Sometimes they believe they know more than others or just bodily invincible. Fair, but who? Like Gracie or... Thank you for sharing. Like Gracie or Gabbie? Because I don't think... Has Gabbie ever, I'm just looking up if Gabbie... Oh my god. Oh my god. See, I forgot about this. Gabbie has come out about having bipolar. I'm assuming bipolar 2. Anyway, so... Okay, so that would explain, like, some of the, yeah... What do you... Okay. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. Fish and chips, where you at? Where at? Just like a local fish and chip place. Although I did go to Weatherspoons a lot, and apparently that's just like the Denny's of England. I thought it was the best place in sliced bread.
Our friendship, because she was nice to a fan, it felt like the textbook definition of gaslighting, and she said so much.
That's bizarre. So this is Gabbie. Can I read this? Is this cool with you guys? I'm not sure how much I'm going to read, but this is what Gabbie texted. I feel I've explained this to you in email, but I'll try to be more clear. I wasn't involving you. I was just staying offline as much as I can. My best friends from college who had been to my wedding that I speak to twice a year. I have family members that I speak to 2 to 3 months briefly. I don't talk to many people frequently. It's normal not to speak to somebody for a long time. I told you it's not personal. I'm not sure it's fair to say it wasn't parasocial for 3 years. In the summer of 2019, we definitely spoke to you personally as you were vocal and helpful about the Jessie stuff, and I'm really grateful for that. I did that... I'm confused. What's she on about? I did want to meet you and Angel in person to thank you for the help, for caring so much. But see, what are we talking about? Because if Gabbie's then going to turn around and say that the fan is being parasocial after Gabbie saying she wants to meet them, I'm confused. I'm just simply not understanding. I think what I looked at as not burdening you with something that I know took a toll on you, you took as a personal attack, maybe rejection. I'm confused. Anyway.
She lies to me about how her messages meant one thing and not how I perceive. them. She then unfollowed me everywhere and told me she wasn't comfortable around me, and then invited a friend.
These chats were from Gracie, who who had an attempt, or she almost had an attempt, or did have an attempt. And then I guess now Gabbie's trying to claim that she was parasocial, even though Gabbie's the one texting her at 2 a.m. asking for advice and for her to be a flying monkey or whatever.
Mine, who was also another fan account, to her house and officially hired her. It was a really awful time for me. I even was in EMDR therapy after all of that because of the thing.
Something I know about EMDR therapy, you shouldn't be doing EMDR therapy while you're actively being traumatized, but how was the EMDR therapist to know that this was all going on with Gabbie?
She said to me and put me through. Also to Jen, I'm sure this wasn't easy for you either, and Jesse. So understand that everything I'm saying here is not to discredit the pain or experience or say that mine was worse, but it is important to know how complicated our relationship was. This has weighed on me for a really long time, and I've always wanted to reach out to you, but was scared to. I felt like you didn't want to hear from me, and I honestly, for a long time, was scared of what Gabbie could do with her influence of followers if I posted something like that. She was the reason I was doxxed.
No. If you don't know, EMDR therapy is, what is EDMR? Excuse me. Maybe I was reading EMDR. I don't know what EDMR therapy is.
After she used my name publicly, and there were people threatening my sister. I know this is a lot. It barely even touches the surface of our relationship. Right. I apologize if it's too much, and I'm open to any more questions if you want. And I just want to say a little thing at the end. I don't want any of this to come across wrong. I am neurodivergent, and I sometimes have trouble forming words, and I don't want people or you to think that I said all of this trauma to excuse my behavior. Despite my issues, I was definitely still responsible.
Is this Gracie talking now? Is that why the screen's black?
And I am truly deeply sorry for any of the pain that I caused you and other people, and I appreciate you guys' kindness and respect and willing to listen to my side. Thank you.
There was a fan that was clearly enamored with you, Gabbie, and you knew that, and you all the time are talking about abuse and power dynamics. Also, you talk a lot about mental health. You've talked about when you've needed mental help, but then you say you've...
That's the thing, is like, as a creator, I pretend like I only have a taste of what it's like being a creator, but I can only speak from my experiences as like I'm not a big creator. I'm a friggin' low to mid tier creator, or low, I don't know. There's like tiers where it's like, if you have 500K, then you're a mid tier. I don't know. But, I suppose if you wanted to completely weaponize your audience and use them, I just feel like that wouldn't even cross so many creators' minds. Like, why would you think, like, how can I get what I want? I know, I'll use my audience. Yeah, but she's talking EDMR, so I'm trying to understand if maybe it was just a typo or if EDMR is something different. Anyway, she could have also seen the fan as someone who wouldn't see her as a liar or wrong. Everyone who catches her failures, she tends to cut off and blame and become the victim of. I have noticed that maniac language.
You're fine and you don't. Gabbie, this explains why this full-grown adult was doing so much on your behalf. This explains why this full-grown adult tweeted that I may have raped someone at your direction. You told this person to do that. Not only is there a power imbalance there with you simply being who you are in relation to Gabbie and how she even knows who you are and vice versa in the first place, but you take it to another level with financial support. You tell this person that
this is where I'm starting to, oh my god, I thought Gabbie had sent her $100, and I was like, yeah, that's a lot of money, like, just to send a fan because they're struggling, but like $1,500? Why is she sending you money? Like, that's the thing, though, is that Gabbie can frame this as like, oh, well, this person was struggling mentally, maybe financially, and I just wanted to help. Like, she can twist it to make it seem like she was just trying to help. So this is what Gabbie texted Gracie, I believe. I love you really dearly. So when we send out next round, are both rounds in your package? What? They'll be different next round, but keep that on the low because I don't want everyone to think that they can hop down and up and pick up from the beginning because that would mean mass chaos and impossible to track. I don't want everyone to know you're getting special treatment. Haha, what?
Special, that she gets special treatment. You give her things for free that other fans are paying for. You pay her for her rent. You give her money. You tell.
So that's what Alyssa was talking about. Alyssa was saying, like, if you do her biddings for her, she'll send you $1,500.
Tell her just reach out if she needs more. You tell her don't tell anybody.
Wait. No, let me see that. It's, Gabbie said to Gracie, it's a start just to feel comfortable. If you need help with a new lease, or have challenges, never feel hesitant to reach out and ask. So, and then, like, if this person were to turn around and say that they had been manipulated by Gabbie or they're not a fan of Gabbie anymore, Gabbie can then turn around and say, oh, but I've done so much for you. You shouldn't, like, be giving people gifts with the ultimatum, whatever, of, well, if I give you this, that means that, like, in the future, you'll probably be more on my side. It's like, what?
Money. You tell her just reach out if she needs more. You tell her don't tell anybody else that she gets special treatment. You tell her that you paying her bill.
Why does this feel like one of the it kind of feels like you're paying someone to I feel like this is something that happens in real world. Okay. So this is, Gabbie said, we get through it together, sis. Gracie says, thank you for always being here for me. If I can repay you in any way, let me know. I'm always happy to help you with anything. Gabbie said, oh, Gracie, sweetheart, this is me repaying you. Please recognize that. Gracie said, you're truly God sent. Gabbie said, you. Also, I would be interested in hearing any religious people. I forget if it's Catholic or Christian, I'm gonna be honest. But it probably either way, your input is just as valuable. Like, what's your opinion on Gabbie's whole religious thing? Because, whose video did I see? It's Jen's video. In her comment section, someone said, nobody finds Jesus harder, faster, and more publicly than someone who is the exact opposite of what a Christian should actually be. So, what are y'all's thoughts?
And whatever else you're supplying for her is your way of thanking her for all of the things she has done for you. This all happened before you got her to tweet this allegation that you found that I'm really convinced that you were behind. Once I got that email from Gracie, I was just like literally shocked that she even responded. I didn't think that she would. And I sent that response to Leash and to Jesse, both of whom were just literally shocked. This started a whirlwind of us talking to different people, a small group of people, and me thinking about what I was going to do with this information. And then Gracie started sending more stuff.
This cannot come from me, Gracie. I just found the tweets. They feel so violated.
The fuck do you mean this cannot come from me, Gracie? Why not? If you're the one finding it, why would you? No, this is more literal than I thought. I thought Gabbie was more saying like, hey, it would be super cool if somebody could defend me on this. But she was just bluntly saying, Gracie, you need to tweet this. What?
Yeah, sorry, someone just messaged me. Make that shit go fucking viral. Like, as viral as you can within the community. Like, I'll send you the tweets right now. I need to figure out how I can message Gracie. Quietly and safely. Like, it has to be like, this cannot.
Who the fuck is that? Is that her husband?
Subtly? How is she gonna do it subtly? It just can't come from me. Like, I'm the only
Why?
person it cannot come from.
Yeah, but it can't be like a massive blow up.
Yeah.
It can't be like 50 people sending it.
Yeah.
Maybe if it can't come from you, it shouldn't come from anyone. I just feel like I know that's like mind-blowing. Exactly. It's a way to have control over someone, literally financial. Like this is just like okay, I'm sorry. I can't compare this to an in real life abusive relationship, but financial abuse is a type of abuse. And if I don't want to assume Gracie's freaking financial situation, but I think all of us can agree that like $1,500 a lot, and especially from like someone you worship. Like, I'm sorry, but really big creators are like the equivalent to a lot of people as celebrities. Like, there's no difference. I'm not sure, who am I like the biggest fan? I'm not like a huge fan of any creator. I don't know, but if they were to text me, I'd probably treat it as equivalent of like freaking a celebrity. A gift should be from your heart, and pure, not something that needs to be bought back and used as a weapon to manipulate something. It's so interesting. I think she's using religion as an excuse and shield for herself. Well, yeah, but like consciously or like, I think a lot of influencers find Jesus so that they can convince others that their old actions are forgiven. That's a fair point. It's like, that was so bizarre, is that she was so serious when she was like, honestly, if you guys don't forgive me, it is what it is because God forgives me. It's so good, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's her ex Peyton, not her husband who's sitting next to her.
Right. It can't be everyone sending it at once, you're right. But it needs to get to people. It needs to be tagged to drama channels too. There's a lot of tweets that show like somebody's like accusing her of being a little girl. Like, it's kind of serious. So hold on. What, honey? You don't think I should involve Gracie?
No, I don't think you yourself should.
I'm not. That's why I'm telling Gracie. I can't be involved. It can't
Why?
come from me whatsoever. So this account
Why?
right here, Bungle X. Yes, that's me. No, I wasn't drunk. I assume that admission was a Freudian slip, but please, the truth will set you free. And then somebody here said, my internet's not working at all. Baby, can I just see it on your phone so I can show Gracie so she can go find it?
Yes.
Poor Gracie, dude. Are you serious?
That account keeps tweeting that she like.
And then if somebody sends you $1,500, they're texting you like your buddy, and they're an internet freaking influencer. How are you supposed to say no? God forbid. I don't want to know Gabbie's reaction if Gracie ever did.
A little girl. Maybe you can message the account and see if there's any details. Or also just like tell people about it. But like it can't be sudden, it can't be big. I'll show you pictures of it when he opens it on his phone, but they're Bungle, Bungle X. Okay, so I will not rest until there is accountability for Jen Dent being a tiny innocent little girl. I don't care if it takes years, but everyone will know the truth. What are you covering? From who? Oh.
Is this the OG guy who was doing this? Because as far as I know, this whole Jen like original drama where they were accusing her, it was like from some random person. Look, like there's 7 likes and 1 retweet.
Okay. So?
Wait, but everyone will know the truth. Hashtag BLM, hashtag LGBTQIA+. Notice the most judgmental woke people are always hiding in horrific crimes? Wait, just a minute. So, now correct me if I'm wrong, because this is like kind of the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Because someone made something up that Jen had allegedly to a little girl, that means that anyone who believes in, well, at the time, the BLM movement or are pro LGBTQIA+, that means that all these woke people are I'm dead.
Hey,
this is so.
First of all, didn't show something about it's Gracie. What's she gonna do with your boss's name? Chill. So this is one of them, and then what was the other one where it was like you took girls to the little den? I guess this is some idiots talking about her raping my friend. Remember when people called you Jen to the den? Your followers really deserve to know what you did, so own up, hypocrite. So yeah, I don't know, but get people.
Cami says, she was in a vulnerable position. What Gabbie did was incredibly predatory. Such a power position. And like, my thing is, how is Gabbie gonna send over this money and like not consciously know that like, oh, I'm gonna use this as a manipulation thing in the future? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Jemmy Dodger. I'm sorry for calling you parasocial. I think you know I was kidding though. And then you sent me £1.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. I want to say you're one of my fave commentary channels. That's bizarre behavior. It's hard to even fathom that. But I appreciate it nonetheless, like so much. I know, Maniac Language, this is such a hard video for people who just got here, so maybe I'd recommend like watching it from the beginning at 2x speed or something. I apologize.
Go on it, see if you can like get some answers. I have a drama channel looking too. Dude, fuck all these people. I really hope this person has some type of like evidence, which I'm sure they don't. Like that would have been years ago, right? Like if Jen Dent was like being little girls, it would have been years ago. Yeah. Like what's
the point though?
Are there? None. But I'd love to hear the story. There's no fucking receipts for anything that they accuse me of, so.
I'm literally shaking. I had to take my medicine for anxiety just to do this.
I wasn't gonna say anything because there's tons of reasons why someone might be shaking, but I was like, oh my god, like I saw like tears in Jen's eyes and like she's shaking. Oh my god, and I would be too. Like there have only been a few situations in my life where I am so, it's not angry, angry is not the word for it. You're so distressed that you're literally shaking. Saludos. I know, I was just being the worst by saying salute. Like, hi, to clarify, Jen is the same one that Gabbie used to be friends with but betrayed her in early controversy? Is that? That would make more sense about why Jen is even involved in this in the first place. So if that were the case, if Jen were friends with Gabbie or like whatever, just not friends but like, you know, internet, and then Jen disagreed with Gabbie on something, that would, yeah.
Yes. You would love to hear the story. You would love to hear the story of a little girl being sexually assaulted. Of course the lesbian assaulted a little girl, right? Right, Gabbie? But you'd love to hear the story. So she needs to get people on it quietly and safely because it's kind of serious. She can't be involved, but get the details. There's no concern here about this fictitious child. Meanwhile,
That's a great point. It's like, Gabbie, pray tell. I am very curious. Why,
Peyton over here in the back. Background. Peyton Saxon. He's a medical sales consultant. I don't really remember exactly what company he works for. You know, Peyton, who painted himself and was painted as the ever concerned and so supportive boyfriend who was so worried about her mental health, and he just hated that any of this was going on.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I forgot about Peyton. Whatever happened to him? But anyways, you guys are explaining to me what the OG is of Jen. Or what not the OG, the origin is of Jen. Oh, Lonely Ones, was just asking a question, okay. But that did ignite people actually answering that Jen is a Vine OG who knew Gabbie was who knew Jesse Smiles. Okay, so, and then in Gabbie's eyes, of course, now Jen is the enemy as well because she's friends with Jesse? It always goes back to Vine. Jen is best friends with Jesse. Gabbie said bad things about Jesse siding with Jesse's attacker. Jen went in on Gabbie and Gabbie retaliated. Jen has been there with Jesse during this. So, okay. So, thank you so much, Maniac, because... So you already don't like someone because they are defending their friend's side of the story. So you find out this random rumor from 2 years ago, and you're like, okay, let's run with this, because then like everyone's gonna see that like she has done CSA, and everyone will be on my side. Am I tripping? Is that? I don't think. Is that what's going on? Allegedly. Let's slap that on the end of there. That was completely alleged, probably not true.
Sent me a DM one time on Twitter telling me to stop cussing at the kids or something like that. But Peyton found this on Twitter, just found this and gave it to Gabbie, and is in the background talking about being quiet and safe and subtle.
Are people tagging Jen in it? Like, are people tagging Jen being like, hey, did you this little girl? Because like, low key, if we put a lot of pressure on her about that, is that a good thing or a bad?
I was gonna say, I didn't take Gabbie to just be a mean girl for the point, just because she feels like it. Like, this is like actually is high school. But I was like, what is the other explanation? Oh, is that about how she's friends with Jesse, and because Gabbie doesn't understand why it was wrong to, well, first of all, just everything to do with Jesse, but also hearing out at the time Curtis's side of the story about what happened with the R, even though he was like convicted. I don't know. And Jesse was like your best friend, so I'm not really so that's bizarre. That makes it almost worse though, because it's like it wasn't just random, like oh my god.
Because like, what if she speaks about it herself? You know what I mean? And then people start looking into it like, well, why are people accusing you of being a little girl? Because like, that's so random. So like, should they be pushing her to do it or no? That's what they do to me. There was an accusation.
What? Oh my god! And now she's saying like, oh well, that's what they do to me. It's like, because people do it to you, let's do it to her too. This is the definition of the bullied being the bully.
And
I thought you meant crazy.
No.
I don't know what the right thing to do is.
I mean, when there's an accusation, it gets pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on me. So like, maybe it needs to get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on her.
Yeah.
See if she finally responds to it. See if people pick up on it.
Yeah. I think she's seen it.
Maybe tag people like Primink or Shannon or Not Another Drama Channel, that SM Creep show. Like, maybe start tagging them in that shit. Yeah, of course she's seen it. Babe, she's so obsessed with Twitter. Like, she stalks that shit like crazy. I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
you don't, Gabbie.
Right? They need to be pushing me to respond to it, because anytime anybody says anything about you, they push you to talk about it, right?
Dude, I hope that girl responds so much.
No, because I guess you could go from the angle of like, if Jen actually had done these things, which she didn't, for the people in the back, but from Gabbie's perspective in 2020, if Jen had done these things, then I guess she, like, why wouldn't you talk to the authorities or something? Why are we going online? I'm confused, because wouldn't the first thing you would want to do is like actually get this person convicted of the crime they did, instead of like making everyone online hate them? It's like, okay. Wait, somebody said something that I thought was like, oh my god, I'm gonna read that. I don't know. This end dropped Gabbie because she's toxic and immature. That's what, according to Raven Naturity 4958, allegedly, that's when Gabbie went for Jen. Gabbie never liked Jen and hit her in her ego, and when Jesse ended their friendship and blamed Jen for it. Okay, thank you for explaining.
Or whoever that...
No, like, it's okay, Gabbie. If you want to be a drama channel, you can be a drama channel. Just, you don't need to hide from it and hide behind this, like, I don't even know, that you want to expose Jen. And also, you're going to need a few receipts before completely spreading rumors about, like, the worst thing a human being can do.
Person's response about that little girl. It's so fucking crazy. Thanks for checking into it. This person, I doubt they're gonna want to talk to, like, random pages. They're not my fan, but...
Yeah, this little girl who got it is probably not my fan, so good luck with us getting any info. Ooh, this is my favorite one.
Why are we making this public? Okay, so let's say that this alleged girl who doesn't exist, that Gabbie is saying, Jen CSA'd, was real. I don't think this needs to become internet drama and that the survivor victim, alleged one that doesn't exist, would want to come on the internet to talk about it. The world isn't a drama channel. Are you serious? This isn't drama channel content. This is serious real life stuff. And it's not confirmed. Like, oh my God, dude, you say, I feel so bad for Jen. So I feel bad for Jen. I cannot fathom. I can't, because it's like, what if your family sees it online? All these people. I wouldn't want to stay quiet, personally. I think people report to police when they care about the kids, but often if they only go public instead, it's more about revenge. If you do both, fair game, but publicizing it is eh. And I'm just saying that, like, I don't know, maybe Gabbie did behind the scenes try to get the police involved, you know? She just, for some reason, didn't talk about it.
Feel free to share this information with anybody who's worried. They have absolutely no case. They couldn't do anything even if they wanted to. In order for anything to be considered like defamation or slander or for any type of legal action to be taken, one, you would have to publish it publicly. So like you would need to write a book, make a YouTube video, tweet, this person did this thing.
Y'all made sure to put it all over Twitter and retweet it and pass it around like it was factual.
Wait, I'm confused. Why is she talking about what defamation is? Is she trying to somehow work around defamation?
Information.
Which you haven't done any of. You haven't like gone out of your way to be like, this person. So you're good. Second, they would have to prove that you did it knowing that it was a lie. So like if you came to me and you were like, hey, like I know that Jen didn't actually do this thing, but I'm gonna like tell everybody she did this thing. Like, are we in this together? Okay, great. Like you would have to prove that happened, because them saying it's not true.
Or, now hear me out, this might be hard for a lot of us to understand, but if something isn't true, or like, how would you assume, oh my God, my words, how do I put this into words? If you're not sure if something is true and you still talk about it, or like Gabbie is using this as some sort of thing, and I'm just like, but if it is true, why are we even having this conversation in the first place? Why is she in bed topless? Listen, unfortunately, this is the least of our problems.
Like, the reason defamation is so hard is you have to prove that the person knowingly lied. So, like, in my case, like, I could sue T-Spill for defamation or Dustin Daly for defamation.
Is that even true? Like, if I were to make a YouTube video saying, like, all these crazy accusations about, like, I don't know, Gabbie, that, like, are completely untrue, but I believed them to be true because I freaking read it on Reddit, like, then it's not defamation? I don't think that's true. I could be so wrong.
Because
okay, maybe I am wrong, because defamation in itself, but it doesn't matter to the person being defamed. I don't know.
Had alternative information and they ignored it. So, like, unless you have some type of alternative information, like this Adam Bungle guy, like, came to you and was like, hey, just so you know, this isn't real, they can't do anything. And then the last thing is, you never accused anybody of anything. You asked people questions, like somebody else put something out there, and then you guys were talking about something that somebody else said. None of you guys made the claim. So those are like the three main things. You guys didn't make the claim in the first place. You guys didn't publish that claim, and there's no way to prove that you guys were saying anything that you knew was a lie. They're just trying to scare you. They're bad people. They're fucking losers. Don't let them scare fans.
Okay, so this is Gabbie talking to them. about Jen, these people who she's using as flying monkeys, she is talking to them saying that this is why what you're doing is not wrong, but it's also just like, wait, hold on.
They're fucking losers. Don't let them scare They're literally...
Okay, so throughout this whole thing then, oh my gosh, so why is she talking about it as though it's like, if you didn't know that it wasn't true, then it's okay. It's like, so are you admitting that they know it's not true? I'm confused. And second of all,
they're fucking losers. Don't let them scare They're literally...
There's no way that they might have a point in that Jen didn't do it. They are just fucking losers, frankly.
Really trying to scare fans on Twitter from speculating. Like, they know. Like, what they are doing is what has been happening to me for how long now? Like, they're so fucking stupid, dude. Don't worry about it. You're absolutely fine. There's not a lawyer in this
I really don't want to ever have to be in this position where I have to explain to people who watch my channel that what you're saying, just so you know, it's not freaking defamation. You're not going to go to court. If you're even going there, what is this is some of the worst thing. Like, every time we talk about Gabbie, I'm like, this will be the last video I do about her because it can't get worse. My bad, y'all. To prove defamation, I think you basically have to prove it impacted your life in some way, like losing your job. You'd have to spend money defending your point in court regardless. So... But if you did lose your job because all these fans genuinely believed that you CSA'd a child, like, whether they knew it was true or not, you still lost your job in that scenario. So I don't even know why she's talking about this.
That would try to sue you guys, and then if they did try to sue you for defamation, fun fact, they would have to pay your court fees because there's...
Why do you know that, first of all?
No way they would possibly win, trust me. And if they did take you to court and lost, which they would lose, they have to pay your court fees and your legal...
I might even make a video about this, I don't know, because I need to check if this is actually true, because if this is false, that is sad. That Gabbie is telling her fans who are going out to defend her that you're fine legally, even though that might not necessarily be true.
Fees, so you're gonna be fine regardless.
First of all, Gabbie, you are so fucking vile. You know exactly what the fuck you did. You did this on purpose. You found this tweet that I think you tweeted, but you found this tweet and made sure that it was spread far and wide. You called a drama channel and asked them to look into it, and you're telling these people not to worry about it because they're just your fans on Twitter. That's where it was tweeted, Gabbie. That's where this whole thing happened.
And this goes all the way back because Gabbie is mad that Jen is on Jesse's side because Gabbie was a rape apologist. Gabbie, I know it's hard sometimes, but it's okay that you... Well, it's not okay to be a rape apologist. But it's okay, like, I suppose if she said that and then she realized how messed up that was, I guess that would be a cause for more redemption than going to do that.
Gabbie, you're so disgusting. Wash your fucking hair. Then you just disappear after all this. You send little apologies, emails, and...
Wait, who is this to then? The fans? Oh, this is to Gracie? I wanted to say I'm sorry to you three for involving you so heavily in this, you know? I was gonna say better late than never, but I'm not sure if that's the case in this scenario. As much as I view you guys as friends and peers, it still wasn't fair for me to put you in that position, especially with this last situation. I was having a very emotional and exhausted response, trying to make sense of why this is and has been happening for so long. I appreciate your efforts and I'm really sorry for dragging you into my chaos. In other news, we should all just do a WhatsApp group so we can stay in touch now that I'm offline. It's way easier than email. I'm not sure if Angel checks this email, so Chaz, please forward this to her, whatever. But love you guys, Gabbie Hanna. So, This was in 2020.
videos, but you disappear and you just leave the fans to deal with this. You leave Gracie to deal with this. Gracie's
And then she just went offline. I vaguely remember this. I don't think I was like following it to the T in 2020, but I remember like when Trisha Paytas was on Frenemies and stuff, and that was going down. But
treatment.
Hey, wow, I'm so ugly, holy shit. I just want to apologize for really involving you in so much. Like, I know that, like, we're friends, and I was, like, leaning on you as a friend, but it was still it was just too much, and put you in a compromising situation. And I guess in my head, I was like, oh, well, Gracie's, like, relatively anonymous. Like, she's just... I'm on the toilet, by the way.
But I was gonna say, at least I didn't bring you guys to the toilet with me. But, freaking... Now I'm losing my train of thought.
I was like, oh, well, Gracie's, like, relatively anonymous. Like, she's just... And I guess
Whatever,
in my
I
head, I
forgot
was
now.
like, oh, well, Gracie's, like, relatively anonymous. Like, she's just... I'm on the toilet, by the way. Like, nobody's gonna, like, come for her. And obviously I was wrong, and obviously it's just like, I know you're saying that's not the reason you're gone, but it's just, it was a lot. So I just wanted to...
Wait a second. So in this really weird way, Gabbie's kind of admitting that it was her fault that Gracie was being attacked so much. But then she'll later use it as a thing to say, like, oh, people who don't like me are going after Gracie to the point where she almost took her life. And it's like... But right now, right here, in this moment, is she not kind of saying that, like, oh, that was my bad? Like, what? Oh my god.
Say that.
Turns out Gracie's not even in treatment for this. Gracie told you she was in treatment for other things outside of this. You asked to use her story.
Oh! Wait, so did Gracie not even say that all the hate online was the reason why she was inpatient? Because in those emails we read, she was in for, like, ED and substance use. So if Gabbie's gonna try to use something that is actually unrelated, that is another layer. This just keeps getting worse and worse. I don't know.
As an example of how I went out of my way to ruin other people's lives, you just disappear. You fully acknowledge that. You've acknowledged that many times. And then Gracie reaches out to you and she's like, can we talk? Like, what happened? And you just blow her off. Tell her that she's acting incredibly parasocial, that basically you don't trust her. That's like why you don't talk to her anymore. You're sorry if she took it some other kind of way, but like you were just trying to help her or show her appreciation. But at the same time, you're apologizing for putting her through this.
My brain is mush trying to understand all of this. So this happened because this, but it was okay because of this, but you were wrong because of that, and you were being parasocial even though I was the one sending you money. I'm like, what? So, thank you for explaining Sky Kuchi. I'm sorry, I am butchering your name. A false statement purporting to be a fact. This is what defamation is. 2, publication or communication of that statement to a third person. 3, fault amounting to at least negligence. And 4, damages. This is what's needed for defamation. Okay, but like, what if the person genuinely believes it to be true, but it's false? Because to me, it's like, that still doesn't matter because, like, whether the person believed it to be true or not, even if they believed it to be true, they would need proof. So you can't just, like, go around spreading stuff just because you heard it from somewhere and you believe it. Like, you need, like, what? Oh, Alexander Hansen, you're right. Gabbie did regard drama channels as her abusers. Just because it's important, reporting a claim you have no proof of is allowed when they're allegations, and state they're alleged, but you imply it's true or present it as fact. You can be sued. Okay, that makes sense, because to be honest, I'm not sure, because I've been doing research on this for my own content, because I'm not trying to get sued anytime soon. But like, I think alleged isn't even always gonna save you in court. Like, I don't know, honestly. I got to do more research.
This girl feel crazy. You completely ghost her. She basically gets offline because she just can't deal with it. She doesn't even reach out.
That's right. Vol Volmorgilius. She weaponizes psychology speech so much. Also, thank you for being here. But that's kind of, yeah, gaslighting, whatever word she's using here. It's just like, it makes you believe her, honestly, or it makes you just realize, like, no, girl, you're weaponizing that. But it's exhausting.
Out to me, it takes all this time. It takes you coming back online and talking about Jesus and God. And, you know, Gabbie, when you were gone, we didn't talk about you or think about you. I know that drives you crazy, but it's the truth. I've had too many other things going on. People are raising families. People are out here being happy.
And if people did make, because, like, some YouTubers, when there's really not any drama going on right now, they'll kind of go into dramas from the past. That's fine, though. If Gabbie had done something problematic in the past and a YouTuber wants to cover it again, that's fine. But Jen's right. Like, when Gabbie isn't around online, people aren't, like, making all these videos talking about Gabbie's past. Like, I'm sure some people do, but...
or fighting for their lives, or both. When you had moved and gotten married, I was like, cool, that's cool. Wish her the best. When I saw that you were working in the real world, I was like, great. That's the extent of it. When you came back, I didn't even know until you decided to come back and use your new Jesus platform to still disparage, defame, and slander people. You talk about slander.
Oh, is that cool with Jesus? Slander?
Naysayers say you have to leave it in the past. All of these people haven't spoken about you. And
it is interesting, though, how Gabbie works in that way of she's telling commentary YouTubers that it is against God because of, like, one of the commandments or something to talk badly about other people. Like, oh my God, it's such an obvious one, but I forgot what it was. Like, just basically being a commentary channel is against God or something. Or, like, a drama channel, I should say. Because, like, but then Gabbie turns around and she's talking shit about people too. But in Gabbie's mind, even though she's doing the exact same thing, it's okay when she does it. And that's interesting. That's fascinating to me. How can you manipulate yourself? Or I don't know if she's manipulating herself, like she truly believes it, to believe that that's true.
Years. But the thing about slander is it's not a single attack. Slander is designed to ruin your life. It's designed to ripple into every single facet.
Has Gabbie been slandered, though, is my question? Because I'm sorry, but she was a rape apologist by the definition of... I'm sorry, actually, before I say that, hold on. Define rape apologist. It's a person who It's a person who minimizes, excuses, and justifies the acts of someone who did sexual violence, who promotes ideologies that shift the blame onto the victim. I mean, anyway. Okay. Well, she was for sure victim blaming by scrutinizing the survivor's behavior choice, and like. Gabbie saying something about how, I don't know,
of everything you do, it's meant to ruin your reputation. So it's not something that, well, that happened to you years ago, you got to get over that. No, slander is an ongoing attack.
Like, I don't know what slander.
So it's so funny because actually then the same thing has been happening with Jesse, or I'm sorry. The same thing has been happening for years with Jen and Gabbie because people have been talking shit about them for years, both of them. It's just that Jen is innocent. Jen is she did not do CSA. So, but Gabbie, on the other hand, the same cannot be said because she actually was kind of the worst in a lot of situations. Maybe there's some things you could pick out where Gabbie was the victim, but I'm sorry.
Like, it hasn't happened to me at your hands, on purpose, planned and carried out, executed at your direction. There's no way that the people in your life who actually know you or claim to know you know about this. There's no way you've told everyone the actual truth. You get on here and you lie all the time. How could anybody believe anything you say about anything? I never have. All I've ever done to you, Gabbie, is tell the truth. And when you've continued to try to...
This is a fair point, is that Jen is not online. So many people are not online talking about drama, talking about all this stuff all the time. Jen had, like... Let's take a look at this. Jen makes freaking YouTube videos about, like, freaking turtles, dude. And, like, cats. Like, honestly. Meanwhile, but in this situation, it's like, Gabbie is somehow going to say that, no, Jen actually does want to be involved in, I don't know, to be involved in drama to make everyone think she's right. I don't know. Or she wants to hide something. I don't know. Because I think at this point, we all know that she didn't do it. So I don't know.
A lie when you've continued to try to
I am interested to see if Gabbie is going to say anything, honestly.
ruin my relationships with other people, when you have literally tried to ruin my actual livelihood, and you say you're doing all of it because I've tried to ruin your livelihood, or you say that people have slandered you and come after you and tried to ruin your career.
How did Jen try to ruin Gabbie's livelihood? Did she not just, like, say, hey, so Jessie was your best friend. She went through something traumatic, and you went to her artist and asked his side of the story. Like, what is so, I'm confused. The plot thickens. No, but for real, Gabbie wants it to work in her favor. So she might just retell it in a way that makes it correlate to her story and narrative. That's something I have noticed, is that Gabbie doesn't necessarily lie. She just kind of says the truth in a, just, in my opinion, it's a bit distorted, but I mean, I suppose that part would be subjective. Jen, if I recall correctly, made Jessie aware of Gabbie hanging out with her perpetrator. As she should! Excuse me. Michelle allegedly Manna era. I don't know, dude. That's why going live is so hard, because when I make YouTube videos, I can at least, like, for sure fact check. That's why I'm saying allegedly so much in the live. Okay.
Yeah, because Gabbie, we all know that your career is comparable to mine, right? We all know that our careers are the same, right, Gabbie? We all know that me, a registered nurse of over 30 years who has a master's degree in healthcare education and has to hold a license, we all know.
Oh, she an RN?
That is exactly the same as you, who gets online and acts like a complete fucking goddamn idiot. Everything is your fault. All of this is your fault. For years and years and years, you can't let it go. You want to rewrite history. You want the history to be different than what it was. You want the past to be erased, not only erased, but changed. You can't let it go because you know what you've done and said. And I think that you think if you just keep coming out and talking about it, people will eventually give up or shut up or just stop talking about it or forget about it or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I've told you that from day one. I'm not going to do that. There's no planet that will happen on. Your little Jesus shtick does not work with me. You are no different than an inmate who has nowhere else to turn but to Jesus. You should call your band instead of "and the front man." You should call.
I don't think there's anything obviously wrong with religion or finding religion. But when it comes to weaponizing religion, yes, Jen, yes. All I'm saying, this isn't even, what is neophyte behavior? She's using religion as a shield, and she only landed on Christianity because that was in her vicinity at the time. She needed a shield. This does not adhere to any denomination of religion. So, thank you, guys, for your comments. Hanging around Jessie's perpetrator, allegedly, even through Gabbie, admitted that she allowed Curtis to share his side of what happened. To hear me out. Exactly. I'm like, I think then Gabbie, she's never really admitted that that was wrong, that how she handled the situation. So I think she thinks she was in the right and that this whole thing was blown out of proportion, is my hypothesis, allegedly. Michelle allegedly Manna. Because she's been saved by Jesus. Jesus has forgiven her. So her past has been washed clean. I mean, I don't know. Because when we watched that video, like, no, seriously, if you do actually have the worst past ever, like, and you do actually want to turn to religion and be rebirthed, I don't know. That's religion stuff that that's fine. But if you're just gonna keep doing the bad stuff after you've been rebirthed, I'm less likely to like be forgiving.
And the yes men, because so far we had Peyton sitting there nodding his head and drooling on himself, agreeing to everything that you said and did, not only in front of the screen but behind it apparently. And now we have Ken, your husband, who you don't allow to get a word in, who just sits there and nods his head and drools on himself.
It's so good, bro.
It's so sad. You talk all about heaven and how God doesn't want this person in their house, God doesn't want that person in their house.
Because hell is real. Heaven is real. Religion is a mess, but there are realities to the spiritual world, and one of them is our soul continues on, and there's a destination. And this earth is where we get to make the choice. Do we want to spend eternity in God's house, in God's presence? Because he has boundaries.
Do we, Gabbie? Because I think that God, this God you speak of, don't you think that he'd be able to decipher between... This is what makes me think that she does believe what she's saying. Don't you think that God would be able to decipher between, hey, so this is a sin that you're calling out. Drama channels are creating sin. But the thing is, Gabbie, you are also creating sin by doing the same thing. Keep talking.
He has rules. And if you're somebody who likes to lie or be mean or treat each other disrespectfully in any way, then he doesn't want you in his house.
Apparently you're the type of person he wants in the house. I don't want to live in that house. You talk about...
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I forgot what kind of TikTok I was watching, but it's like
a Bible.
I don't want to be in that heaven if it's so that like what Gabbie is saying is like, oh, well, it's okay if I manipulate it and do mental gymnastics to say that what I'm doing is heavenly, but what you're doing is sin. Like there's so many parts of the Bible that I feel are open to interpretation, and you can kind of, or just anyone in general could manipulate it to, I don't know. Now this is where I don't know what I'm talking about.
Verses all the time. Let me read some to you, Gabbie, and excuse me, I don't know them by heart. Matthew chapter 6 verses 5-6. When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, because they love to pray standing in synagogues and on street corners to be seen by people. Truly I tell you, they have their reward. But when you pray, go into your private room, shut your door, and pray to your Father who is in secret. If you read the Bible, you should know that one. Here's another one you might like. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16-19. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil.
I appreciate what Jen is doing, I really do, but my thing is, I feel like if Gabbie actually listened to this, which I'm sure she will, Jen's video, not mine, I hope, but she'll just manipulate it to be like, well, Jen, that doesn't relate to me, that's not the way I'm doing it, like what the things that you're saying aren't what I'm doing, but I do, for the crowd, for everyone watching, I do appreciate this.
False witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Next, Matthew chapter 23, verse 27. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious laws, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like the whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot. Timothy chapter 3, verses 5-6.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm imagining there's no way this is gonna, if you insult Gabbie, if you insult Gabbie or praise Gabbie but still say what she did was wrong, she's still not gonna hear you out, to be fair.
If someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he know how to take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become puffed up with conceit and fall into the condemnation of the devil, where you fucking belong. I would be remiss if I didn't mention this one. I have never done anything wrong. Everything that has happened has always been someone else's fault. Gabrielle Kroner Christ, chapter 6, verse 7. Gabbie, it's time to go away and stay there. As a collective...
I mean, though, isn't Gabbie's income kind of also rely on, because in my last live, I was trying to decipher how much money Gabbie makes on Patreon, but obviously there's no way for us to tell, but I had deciphered somewhere. This is probably definitely not true, but I was deciphering minimum like $40K a year, which if you are married and stuff and they have a job, like the household income is like, is chilling. But I don't think that that's the main reason why Gabbie would stay offline, because I think it's in the way that she, like how Jen is right now, she's making this video because she is innocent and she needs to clear her name because she's being accused of CSA. Gabbie wants to do the same thing, but in so many of these cases, she actually was in the wrong. Subjectively, because in my opinion, hearing out Curtis Lepore, that's, well, I guess above calling a rape apologist, that is unbelievable to do to your friend. Are you serious?
We are fucking sick and tired of you, and stay there. As a collective, we are fucking sick and tired of you. You're a liar. You're a manipulator like I always said you are. There's no
But Jen, honestly, someone earlier was commenting, they were like, how has Gabbie not been canceled yet? And my answer to that is, she kind of has been. She friggin'... Oh! Who is that? Like, let's look at her most popular video from 8 years ago, has 16 million views, but her most recent video has 19K. 5 million subscribers. Wait, hold on. Oh my god, no way. So she's not, let's look at her future projection. Okay. Wait. So she is gaining subscribers? Whatever, Social Blade sucks sometimes. We don't know. I don't know if that's true. But I was gonna assume that she's losing subscribers, but according to Social Blade, she's gaining anyway.
back.
Yeah, and because you guys are saying I'm glad that it's cool how she's tearing into Gabbie. Yeah, because I cannot imagine the rage that she's feeling. Oh my god. Like, even just imagining it is making me feel sick.
Gabbie, why should anybody believe anything you say? Every time shit like this happens, I'm like, this is the last time I'm gonna talk about Gabbie. I really want to be done with you, but please go away. No wonder the church doesn't want to work with you. No wonder nobody.
Oh, for anyone who doesn't know, literally, Gabbie was telling a church or something that she was speaking to God through her dreams. I don't remember exactly what it was. And the church said something about how she needs mental health help or something. And she was like saying that the church sucks. And it's like, yeah, the church sucks.
He wants to work with you, Gabbie. You're a terrible fucking person. So I'm gonna go about my business, back to my job as a nurse.
I feel like this is more for Jen. Because I think Jen knows that Gabbie, there's gonna be a screen. Like, Gabbie's not gonna hear her. So, I think that this right now is her for the audience, but also just like for Jen, because I can't imagine going through this. Dude.
I am sure as a hospice nurse, I lead more people to Jesus or Buddha or whoever the fuck than you do on a daily basis, Gabbie. Go away. We are so done with you, Gabbie. You'll never come back from this, Gabbie. And you deserve that. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I want you to go be so happy like you say you are. Go do that. Bye.
All right, that's the end. So, I thought we could read a few comments, because honestly, I don't know why there aren't more people talking about this. Maybe because it's literally so fresh. It came out a day ago. So here are her... Oh my god, Alyssa made 2 videos? Okay. So I thought we could read a few of these comments. Just when you think Gabbie can't get any worse, she does. Yeah, every time we cover her, I'm like, oh my god, this has got to be the worst thing I've ever heard. And then, like, she friggin' does something worse. Like, this is unbelievable. That's from Dustin Daily. It's so funny how all the commentary channels are covering this. Hello Leash says, oh, now I lost it. We signed her up for a spam email list. They signed me up for 56 lists. They spent nearly 12 hours overnight doing this. Sharing the location of the perpetrator posing as you is not doxing. Also, though, the level of hatred you have to have for a person to... they're talking about Alyssa. I know there's so many characters in this story, but... that Alyssa literally spent 12 hours overnight. I am trying to think of, like, when I was in high school, this girl stole my 3DS. Like, I let her borrow it, and then she pretended like she didn't know what I was talking about when I asked for it back. That is probably the closest I can get to an enemy, but not really, because we were high schoolers and that just sucked. But even I wouldn't sign her up for 12 hours of spamming, Liz. Like, I'm confused. What? Like, that's passionate. I'll give you that. Gabbie is infatuated with SA. She was obsessed with everything surrounding what happened with Jessie and acted so excited to hear the non-existent story of the little girl. And I will say, Miss Cherry 78 is... Then Gabbie also brought her own experiences with... I don't know if Gabbie's talked about... Like, she said... Gabbie didn't specify whether it was, like, SA, R, whatever. But Gabbie was like, I would never do, like, talk about my own experiences with SA/R. I'm not sure the specificity, like that. So she's kind of putting herself in a higher pedestal position, and it's like, okay. And then you're making assumptions about why Jesse's talking about it. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lonely Ones. I might have, in my head, I'm pronouncing your name Lonely Yo. That's how I thank a person. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Based on the suggested Patreon tier amount of $5 and her having 4.5k members, it's at least 22.5k a month through her Patreon alone. Hope this helps. Wait, are you kidding? This is a joke, right? This is a joke. Why would you joke about that? Let me just do some quick math. So, this actually, why does this make me upset? Wow, this really opens. So, I'm not gonna leave you guys in the dark on this. What is that? $270,000 a year? But my thing is, though, Lonely Ones, is that Gabbie's... How do we know how many... based on the suggested Patreon tier, how do we know that she has 4.5k members? Because I was originally saying that she's making a minimum of 40k a year, which is, like, enough to survive if, like, you're married. But freaking 22.5k a month? That answers so many questions. Oh my god. And also, though, on with the dissociated drama on the dissociated Reddit, they're always just like, oh, I'm gonna upload Patreon only content in really soon in the next few days, and then they don't. For like weeks. So you're saying that they could be making like a bunch of money on Patreon? Wow. Hell no, don't fuck with my 3DS. I'm still mad about it. Like, at least tell me you're not going to give it back instead of pretending you don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't let you pay under the recommended amount, but you can pay over. So low estimate. Okay, so Lonely Ones has continued that the 22k a month, 0.5k a month that Gabbie is allegedly making a month, that's minimum? Because remember, we were talking about, or Alyssa was talking about in her video, how the more money you donate, the more you go to defend Gabbie, the more attention you get from Gabbie. So of course people are going to donate more money. Girl, at that point... LOL, a priest literally said in mass one time, if you seek help, speak to Jesus. If Jesus speaks to you, seek help. I don't know. I heard one religious person comment on my video saying, actually, there's some kind of like deciphering of the Bible in which someone can speak to God, so I don't freaking know what I'm talking about. Or God can speak to you. Listen. Bro, my last year, my evil old housemate stole my DS. What kind of DS? Not that it matters, because if it was an OG DS, then that's messed up because it's OG, it's probably sentimental. 3DS, that's messed up because now we're getting expensive. Switch, don't even talk to me. At that point, you are my enemy. And 14 grams of bud. But that's neither here nor there. That is here and there. That's awful. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Doesn't Gabbie also earn money from fitness classes? Clearly not as much as she do on Patreon. That's a lot of money going to an awful person, says Jemmy Dodger, but, see, now that's subjective. You can call someone an awful person, and that's subjective. But, so that's not defamation. Like, you could say that I'm an awful person because I make, like, drama videos, like, commentary. It's allowed. But that's money going towards an awful person. That's my thing, is, like, if you make that much money on Patreon and you are a creator, okay. But, like, the fact that I'm not a huge fan of Gabbie, it makes me sad. It kind of makes me feel like, I don't know, you know that sad feeling in your stomach? Like, I'm not saying Gabbie doesn't deserve to eat or anything, but... It makes you upset because people are willingly giving an awful woman money. Lord, and half of us can barely eat. She's a oh, wait, Gabbie's a millionaire? Did I not know this? Like, what? I did not know that. I thought she was probably like, because she had to sell her $1 million mansion. Oh well. Oh well, I'm kind of out of the loop. Also, no, you're fine, lonely ones. You glitched? Did you glitch or did I glitch? DSi XL. I think maybe it came out in 2010, so old machine. Still? I'm so sorry. Unbelievable. Okay, so someone in the comments of Jen's video said, imagine wanting to know the story of a little girl being assaulted because it gets you a win in online drama. What the actual fuck is wrong with this person? I can take these out. I cannot believe I was ever a fan of that scum. Someone else said, at no point does Gabbie show any concern for this fictional girl. You know, that's... I know you guys in my comments have already kind of said that, but can we just reiterate that for a second? Gabbie, in all of these videos we saw of her, of these videos at least, she was not showing concern for the little girl or justice for the little girl. She wanted to hear from the little girl so that she could, like, prove that Jen is guilty or something. She incessantly, flippantly refers to horrific acts and shows no concern about these pretend victims beyond getting receipts and revenge. The depths of her depraved desire for revenge knows no bounds. Someone said, Gabbie took a video of herself on the toilet where she told Gracie they were friends. See, you have to be a certain type of friend with someone to be talking to them on the toilet. Like, you don't just, like, talk to, like, basic friends like that. Then she told Gracie that she was just in a parasocial relationship. You know. Wait. For someone that has no idea who sent the initial accusation tweet, it is weird how consistently Gabbie referred to the account as that girl. The Freudian doth slip. Wait, why? For someone who has no idea who sent the initial accusation tweet, because she gendered the person who we don't know who sent the tweet, and that girl was... Okay. Gabbie explaining to Grace how defamation works also makes it seem like Gabbie realized the accusation couldn't come from her because she knew it was a lie. Oh my God. So if Gracie, God forbid, or any of her, like, people were sent to courts, would she be paying for that? Or what? Also, like, does going to court go on your record or something? I don't know how that works. Probably not. Oh my God. What do you guys do not, thank you, lonely ones. Thank you so much. This is bizarre behavior. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me read your comment. Thank you. Patreon shows a number of members. If you start to sign up, it recommends joining at a monthly cost of $5 a month to join the Gabbie Hanna Kroner Patreon. Estimated only works if they have one tier. Honestly, at this point, no, I can't. I don't think you're allowed to. I was gonna say I'm gonna join Gabbie's Patreon and like get the inside scoop, but I don't think you're allowed to do that because it's behind a paywall. But I don't know. That's my thing is that Gabbie got like on her last YouTube video, she got 19K views. So that in that case, you would have to assume, well, you know, 23K, 32K. Well, in this one, she got 103, but that was like all people who wanted like the drama. So does that mean that she just has like some really huge fans? Because she doesn't even get that many views on her publicly available videos, let alone on her Patreon. But, oh, you're a grumpy marketing major who wants more information out in the world. I appreciate it because, well, actually, I don't appreciate it, lonely ones, because now I know that Gabbie is potentially making 22.5K a month on Patreon, which I suppose I should just unparasocial myself and let it be, because Gabbie's, like, certainly not the first person in the world to be the worst and be extremely rich. In fact, I'm thinking of a few people off the top of my head. Okay. So, did I already read this one? Gabbie explaining to Gracie how defamation works also makes it seem like Gabbie realized the accusation couldn't come from her because she knew it was a lie, likely because she crafted it herself. This is according to this person, I'm just reading a comment. And it would be provable defamation, so enter Gracie. At that point, yeah. When was this ever about justice? This is about justice for Gabbie, not about justice for the alleged CSA victim. Quote, this person says, quote, I am sure as a hospice nurse, I led more people to Jesus or Buddha or whoever the fuck than you do. Absolutely iconic. Oh my gosh, I can't even, that was so Gen Zennial of me. I can't even. Gen Millennial. Never forget, Gabbie literally asked Jesse, quote, "Do you see the evidence? It's really dark," unquote. That is defamation. Gabbie more than implied she herself had, quote, seen the, quote, evidence when she knew there was none. This is 100% defamation, according to Sarah Ryan. For the Arizona legal website discussing defamation lawsuits, quote, "To prevail in a case, the plaintiff must prove 4 attacks. The statement was false, the statement was published to another person, the defendant was at fault, and the statement damaged the plaintiff's reputation. Truth is a complete defense to all these claims. The statement she wrote in a text to Jesse was also said to Gracie in the videos prove both libel and slander." Sarah said it. Okay, now this is just, I'm just reading the most liked comments, but Zillennials, because I was born in the year 2000, so I know that millennials ended in like 1997, but technically I'm an elder Gen Z, so I'm calling myself a Zillennial? Whatever, you know what I'm on about. Gabbie, you are not reaching heaven, full stop. That's subjective. Honestly, just be a good person, dude. Like, if there is heaven, then you'll go there. I don't know. Is it not that simple? I'm not saying that I would be going to heaven, because but I hope for you, someone said, I hope that for you, Jesse and Alicia, there is at least some kind of relief in confirming that Gabbie was actively mobilizing fans against y'all when people were saying that was crazy. You know what I just had a thought is that if we did like want to do anything legal, I just realized, Gabbie, if what you're saying, Lonely Ones, is correct, then Gabbie is much more financially prepared to go to battle in court. Whereas I don't want to make any assumptions, but I feel as though, like, actually, you could probably make good money as an RN. Or is she an RN or a nurse practitioner? Anyway, you can make, because I think a nurse practitioner is like, can be the equivalent of like a, I know I had a psychiatrist nurse practitioner one time. Anyway, well, it's like they act as a psychiatrist. Anyway, so it's like, you're not even, like, there's no way you could go to court with someone because they'll just keep making you spend all this money till you lose, right? Is that not how that works? I don't know. Hi, thank you for catching the live. I appreciate you. Bottom of the barrel CPM is 50 cents. So if you want to know the low end payout for a video, divide the views by 1,000, then multiply by 50 cents. That will give you a low estimate of value. Of how much Gabbie's making on her YouTube videos? Well, like, listen. On a 12-minute video with 19K, I don't know if that's her biggest moneymaker. I'm glad someone is calling Adam out because he is overposting every couple of hours or every day, not doing research, and people stay... I just assumed that Adam had a team because I know I make super long videos, but I'm always astonished when I see people upload as frequently as Madam McIntyre. I'm not hating on Adam, by the way. I thought it was funny that I accidentally pronounced it like that one time. Yeah. You gotta be careful though, because if you make one video that like goes badly, freaking, you'll be, I don't know if Riley Elena's gonna make a comeback, but yeah. I'm glad someone is calling, oh yeah, we already read that. And Adam not doing research, and people stay saying he says alleged, but doesn't look, because look at this, literally he spoke on something that he has barely any evidence on. This girl may have been nice to Adam, but is a complete monster behind the scenes. No comment. Assuming she isn't demonetized, I didn't mention it earlier because I figured she is. Wait, why would Gabbie be demonetized? unless like she chose to, but I doubt it. Oh my god, my dumbass was like, wait, you're 30? You're 26? What the actual fuck? You know, I don't know what I did wrong with my skincare, but I look older than I am, dude. Like, I have like wrinkles and stuff. I'm 25. Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. I was always like, you can wash your face with hand soap, right? For years, multiple times a day. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. The only thing about Adam's video, a lot of people smelled something weird about Alyssa and commented. Some even remembered what they did and gave the context. It was irresponsible, and I hope he talks about it. But I just want you to know that so many people are on your side. Oh, you don't look 30. Okay. I was like, if you think I look 30, valid. Like, Gabbie has a net worth of around 2 million, but nurses generally get paid way less, so it's much harder for a person on the nurse's wage to fight in court. Oh my god. And especially, yeah. But my thing is, oh yeah, she's making the Patreon money, so... He usually does lives and then cuts it up and posts it as multiple videos. Oh, okay. So that would make more sense how he's able to pump out more content. I like the outfit. But anyways, not what he did wasn't cool, despite that. One of the problems with Riley was how she was to say completely false things about It's Black Friday. Yeah, that's the thing, but like Riley thought they were true the same way Adam thought they were true. So I think the difference is that a massive creator came out and called Riley out, whereas YouTubers, that's why in my first video about Riley, I wasn't forgiving, but I was more understanding because this is a big thing a lot of YouTubers do. Like, they just make assumptions and upload it. It's not right, but I wasn't shocked that it happened. But I think the case is that we need to learn from this and we need to call people out, not for any cancellations or anything, just so that commentary creators, get their facts straight. I don't know. Wait, because did Jen say she had her master's or doctorate? Because then that would answer our question about the type of nurse she is. But anyway, imagine pretending, this is Hello Leisha's comment, imagine pretending to believe this rumor was true and making it your mission to make it go viral. Imagine hoping that it's true. You know, Hello Leash has a point. Imagine hoping that someone had done CSA. Imagine hoping that's true and that there is evidence to a story that you'd, quote, want to hear. Imagine wanting to spread the word, not for the sake of an alleged victim, but because that's what would happen to you if there was a nasty rumor. Imagine recommending Creepshow art. Wait, but wasn't Creepshow art not canceled back then? Honestly, I don't remember, like, when she was canceled. Okay, so this is as a person who's a big fan of Adam. They said, as a mucker, I really hope Adam watches and takes accountability. I did not know any of this. Oh, and then people are fighting in the replies. If he deleted the video, someone in the reply said, if he deleted the video without making a response when he expects the same from everyone else, he is sweeping it under the rug until he starts losing subscribers over it or people make it more of a big deal. He won't do anything about it. I don't see any arguing. Anyway. We'll read a few more. Jen, I know I know you don't have to, but I would really encourage you to reconsider taking Gabbie to court for this, especially now that you have all this evidence. This is insane, and she's committed so many crimes. She needs to be brought to justice. She cannot get away with this. Yeah, but what would let's say that Gabbie did, they did go to court over this, what would happen? Like, would someone go to prison? Would someone get a record? I suppose Gabbie would get some, I don't know if she's committed a felony or anything, maybe a few misdemeanors. She's been terrorizing the internet and her own fans for over a decade at this point. She cannot get away with this scot-free. Yeah, but if we walk away from it and the answer is just, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on going to court and it turns out Gabbie was wrong, I don't know if that's worth it. But if there is some kind of consequence, then that's up to Jen, obviously. Not Hello Leash, what year is it? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm out here saying it's 2025. Fat Sajak made a very apparent APT comparison that Gabbie is like those cicadas that emerge from the ground, climb a tree, and scream. And I couldn't agree more. I'm so sorry you went through all this. I wasn't even aware about the situation until Adam went back through Gabbie and Jen's older videos related to the fallout. Oh my god, why are the most liked comments below the less liked comments? Now we have to read all these. But they're probably better, that's why. They're more liked. I really hope Adam watches this and puts out a statement, at least. Oh, this is just about Adam. Yes, there are, quote, drama channels, but if you still have responsibility to be well-researched and thorough when reporting on a story, I can understand why Adam would initially defend her, thinking she was a minor victim of Gabbie Hanna's manipulation, like he was with Colleen, among other things, but this is why we take time to get the backstory before posting, yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's it, friends. The show's over. I assume she would get sued and have to pay Jen. Oh, I forgot. See, this is why, bro. Yeah, people tend to get money when they're sued. Honestly, how much money is this worth, though? Because, dude, Jen spent years being, I guess, just the word bullied is the most basic word you can use for this. Bro, there's a fucking hummingbird outside right now. No way, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta see if I can snap a pic. Oh. No way. Sorry, I'm live right now. Anyway, so now what am I talking about? Yeah, oh my god. If someone were to take someone to court, I think that she is entitled, that I would love for her to see some compensation, because it's like when I see people go to get compensation because frickin' somebody killed their child or something and then they get compensation, it's like, how much money really can be given to someone? You're not gonna get them back, and Jen's not gonna get this time back and stress back, and so it just sucks, dude. Oh. Yeah, and it's been going on since 2020, dude. But anyways, thank you guys so much for coming to this live. If you have any recommendations for videos or lives, I'm going to start probably putting my email, my YouTube email in the description so that you can, email me recommendations or something. But no, seriously, for the peeps who were here the whole time, you're amazing. That's bizarre, and I hope you have a good day, whatever you're doing, your laundry, your Sims, whatever. And I will try to go live in the future. This was live number 3. I hope it was better.